guest. Shereen is in the chat. How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Well,
and just so people know, I can't see the chat. So,
oh yeah, unless I put the comments up on there because you already know that. My first question would be: everybody want to know what made you go to IHOP that day.
well, for me, I thought that I could reach out and have a conversation with her. Um, because I realized, like I said in my video before, she was narrowing it down to two people. And I've heard that she knows who took the picture of her son, something. I don't even know when it happened, but anyhow, it seems as if she was going to put the blame on either me or Kiki. But so since the two of them were going to be there, I wanted to have a conversation and let her know that I was your son, because I felt like she was going to use that to justify doxing me. And that's why she made me aware that she knew my information and stuff. So, but I've never had like a volatile exchange with her, so there was nothing to say.
Are you
Still up?
are you breaking up, Shereen?
I'm my back.
Yeah, you back now. You were breaking up. Hold on 1 second. It's probably ain't gonna.
I've talked we times on
Oh, it's
the
breaking up.
first time I spoke,
It's breaking
it's
up.
still
Hold
breaking
on
up
one
here.
second. I probably have to, yeah, it's still breaking up. Probably gonna have to do the call in because you're breaking up on your internet. Okay, try to say something now.
Hello?
Okay, you good now. Breaking up at first. Go to your left. Repeat your last point. You said you went there because you thought you was gonna get doxxed.
Right. And I thought I would be able to have a conversation with her because I've spoken with her in the DMs before. And it's not like we've had volatile conversations. The first time I spoke with her trying to relate to her on the level that her father's she's a PK kid and I'm a PK kid too, preacher kid. And I was just telling her that, her platform seemed to be very negative and attacking people, and why didn't she try to come from a more positive place? And that's when she told me, don't take YouTube so seriously, you don't know these people. And I said, okay, you're right. That was the end of that conversation. The last one was when I offered her the furniture. I said, if you want to come and get furniture, because we are down the street from each other. Out of the blue, her response was, kill yourself, B. So I didn't know at first what triggered her to be angry with me until it came out that she was upset about me being on your show where you talked about hurdles. And she felt like because I did not chime in or I went along, I guess because me staying silent, that it was as if I was co-signing you talking about her being a bad mother. And so that came out where her true problem was with me. So going back to the first question, yes, I went up there thinking that since the other girl was there, it's a public place. She never said she was going to do anything to me. I never said I was going to do anything to her. So there wouldn't be any indications that it would be something, a physical altercation. So.
And let's take us back when you sat down, when you had a conversation, what made you get up and leave the table?
Well, first of all, I would say that Kiki was very nice. I introduced myself to her. When I tried to address VS became defensive at the very beginning, and she took her phone and put it in my face. So
press 1 to.
Yeah, I open up the
Your
phone.
show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
I had Shereen. I'm gonna have you to call in because you're breaking up on my end.
Okay.
Yeah, probably got to call in because it's breaking up.
Okay, you got the number in the chat. Oh, I got your number.
I will post the number. It's the 646 number. So everybody can hear you clearly because it was breaking up on the video part. So we have an exclusive interview. You all see her on the camera. So we're gonna bring her on via phone so we could be able to hear her clear. Okay. Right. So she's gonna call in. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Shereen is going to be on the show, and she's going to call in. And so we're going to have to talk with her, and she's going to call in. This is an exclusive interview with Shereen, and we're going to ask some questions. So we are watching the chat. Be respectful to the guests, to anybody in the chat. Be very respectful to our guest, Shereen. Of course, if you have a question, you can always dial it. Let me see. This her, Shereen.
Yeah.
Okay. So at the table, we were at the part at the table. When you sat at the table, what made you get up and walk away?
Well, because I realized I wasn't going to be able to reason with her, and she kept getting louder and louder when she was like, "I told you to kill yourself. I told you to kill yourself." Mind you, it's New Year's Eve. The IHOP is packed, fully packed, families and stuff. There are kids that are there. So I realized she was, it was embarrassing, to be honest, because people were staring at us. So I was like, let me go ahead and walk out of here because she's escalating, getting loud or whatever. And so I walked out the restaurant, and when I got outside of the restaurant, I guess that's when she hit me in the back of the head. I don't know what I got hit with, if it was her hand or what. But I noticed when I went back and looked at the video, her question was, who comes and show up and don't fight? Well, first of all, why would that be the first thing that would pop up in your mind if you and I never had an exchange about fighting? I could see if she and I had been into an argument before, and I was like, when I see you, I'm going to do this. Or if she was like, when I see you, I'm going to do this. None of that never took place. So there was no reason for her to go from 0 to 100 to even think that I was coming there to fight. So I don't know where that came from. That was left field. And that morning, I was in her chat when she was talking to Kiki, and she was saying she wanted to narrow it down. I gave them directions to where the IHOP was because they were saying 236, 239. I said it's on 234. And then that's when I said, CVS, you blamed me. Meaning that the other girl could have been the one that followed her son. I'm not the only one that lived close to you. So that's why I'm saying people make it sound like it was just something out of the blue. Like I had been stalking her and she told me to leave her alone. I showed up. No, that was not the case. So I just wish people would stop giving out false information.
So you never followed VS and her child?
I never what?
So you never followed her and her child?
No. I wasn't on YouTube when that happened. And I say it came out last night when Shelly was talking about who actually did it and admitted to doing it. So I feel like VS used that as an excuse to dox me. I told you, I feel like her anger was about me being on your platform that day. And she said it.
Are a lot of people are assuming and saying that you were Club Chat. Is that true? Are you Club Chat or part of Club Chat?
No, I haven't been a part of any club. And I did a video saying Team Me. When I first came up here, the person that I follow, if I was going to say I was with anybody, I would say I was with Pretty T. I started with watching Lovely T, Impressive Channel, and then I started watching Pretty T. And I used to mod for Pretty T as well. So I always went with her. I always liked her sandwich, where she was like, I'm solo dolo. And I respect that. And I was like, that's how I want to be, solo dolo. That's why I followed Pretty T. And then she, got offline for a while. And that's how I found out about the other content creators. So I just visited different people's chat. But to be honest with you, and in your chat, I would say I became more of, if anything, I would say I was more of a producer than anything else. And if there was anybody else that I would say I really clicked with, it was Pretty T.
So
I respect her. I like her. She's down to earth.
Okay. Who invited you to? Did someone call you and tell you to go to the IHOP?
No, they were on the live talking about where to meet up at, because on that live, if people listen to it, she's talking about me and she's talking about Kiki. So she's saying the other girl that lives in Virginia, live around in my neighborhood, she was saying what she had to say about that. And then she was saying with Kiki, they were trying to decide if she was going to go to Kiki's house or not. And then that's when they talked about going to the IHOP. They were giving each other the wrong information. I went in there and said IHOP is on 234.
Right. So the people that are just joining in, I'm playing this video because VS will be getting off probation pretty soon. She'll be getting off probation pretty soon. So I'm playing this old clip, and I'm gonna give you all a backstory for those that are joining in. I'm gonna give y'all a little backstory, a little quick backstory for the people that do not understand this, to all my celebrity gossip folks. Well, this particular woman, Shereen, which she was a moderator over here at the Wiley Show, she went over to IHOP, and it was an altercation. It went viral, and also, VS got arrested, and VS had to be out. The judge ordered her off the internet for about a couple of years on probation and all of that. So I'm playing this because VS will be returning. I got a phone call that she will be returning back to YouTube pretty soon. All right. So I said, hey, I'm going to restream this interview of Shereen because I called Shereen. I want to get her thoughts on this and see what she had to say. So I'm just restreaming this for this way. So it's, they're saying that VS will be returning back. And so this is something. So this is legendary. Okay. So I'm going to play this interview for the people that you just have to hear it and listen to it. A little backstory that the Shereen person, which was a moderator over here at the Wiley Show, she went over to IHOP to confront VS. VS, in return, hit her in her head, and she fell down, and VS sat on her. And that is exactly what happened. I want to make sure that I clear this up. We did not send Shereen to the IHOP. We did not send Shereen to the IHOP at all. We did not do that. Okay, y'all, it's not frozen. We did not send VS to the IHOP at all. We did not send Shereen to the IHOP. I have to make sure I clear that up because one of the rumors was on Lipstick Alley that Wiley sent the lady to the IHOP. I didn't send her to the IHOP. I remember I was at work, and I was doing patient care, and I got a phone call that something happened. You need to go on live, and we need to go on live and see what's going on. That Shereen got knocked out. So I was doing patient care, and I said, oh my God, what happened? So I immediately watched the live of the IHOP and the fight situation. And next thing you know, I get a phone call from Shereen. Now, I'm going to continue to play the interview. I want to give you a backstory. I don't know if I shared this, but when Shereen was in the back of the ambulance, she called me and she said, Wiley, should I press charges? And I told Shereen, I said, do what you need to do. If you're hurt, if you're injured, do what you have to do. Now, I didn't think that they was going to give this woman, give her jail time and kidnapping charge, which she had. I didn't know all the logistics of this, and I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that Shereen that they was going to give VS a judgment that she can't be on internet. If I would have known that, then I would have told Shereen, don't press charges, don't do this. And her family even told her to press charges. So again, I want to make sure I make that clear when it comes to all of that stuff away. So she pressed charges. I was on the phone when she was talking to the detectives, when the people came to her house, and she said this lady sat on her and she couldn't move. And so when we got the mugshot, they said that VS was getting a kidnapping charge because and it was malicious wounding. I believe that was the other charge
as well. So, but I did hear from a little birdie that VS will be returning back on these YouTube streets. Okay, so let me go ahead on and finish playing this interview so you all can see this. Is this all my B sector folks that are coming through? Shout out to the B sector people. Yeah, so shout out to the B sector people that I heard allegedly, and I want to make it clear because I heard that TSCC is going to be coming for the Wiley Show. TSCC going to be doing this, and I talked to some TSCC members, and I said, "Hey, I have nothing to do with this. Like me and Sharice, we wasn't a couple. That was another rumor. They said me and Sharice was a couple. We was not a couple. And I told some TSCC members, I said, listen, I did not tell Sharice to go to the IHOP. I want to say again to the TSCC members, I did not tell this girl, this woman, because she's not a girl, she's a grown woman, to go to the IHOP. All right? I did not tell her to go to the IHOP. Okay? I did not tell her to do that at all, and I want to make that perfectly clear. She's a good friend of mine. I still have a picture of her in my dining room, a picture of me and VS when we went down to DC and all of that. It was amazing. Rico was supposed to come down there with us, but apparently he threatened VS and the car that he was apparently going to got towed. So that's why, my ex could not attend the casino. So we're going to play this again. We're going to play this interview so y'all can definitely see that. But I want to make it clear to my beef sector audience, we did not tell Sharice to go to that IHOP. We did not tell her to go to the IHOP. She went on the IHOP on her own. I want to make that crystal clear to my TSCC people in the bushes. I want to make it clear that we did not tell Shereen to go to the IHOP. We did not tell her to go to the IHOP. She went to the IHOP on her own because she saw that VS lived in the same area. Now, a lot of people say, well, how does Shereen know which IHOP to go to? Because she lived right around the corner from VS. And she hit up VS in the DM and she asked VS, can I give you some, would you like to get some furniture from me? I would like to give you some furniture because I'm moving. And then VS said, she said the B word, off yourself. I'm going to make it clear to the people that's in here. And so that's why Shereen went to the IHOP to confront her because she was butthurt that VS said, be in your life. So that's what she said. So I'm going to play this interview for the people that's in here watching, and then we'll be back for some good old commentary.
So, no, I did not specifically say I'm coming to IHOP, but I told them the location where it was. And then when I came in there, I introduced myself. When I was asked to leave, when I realized she was going to continue to escalate the situation, I left.
Mm-hmm. So when she hit you in the back of your head, did you go to the hospital?
Yeah, I went to the hospital later that evening because when I talked to my doctor and stuff, because I suffer from sarcoidosis, and they needed to just, sarcoidosis, it causes, because it damaged my liver, it causes me to have issue like inflammation of the brain, and I have seizures, but it's they just wanted to make sure it didn't like set off or any seizures or anything like that. So they just did, like scans and just did a check, check me out, did a neurological test and all that stuff since I was hit in the back of the head.
I have a lot of people were saying that you were a Crip, that you were a Blood, that you were a gang member. Are you a gang member, a part of a gang?
No, I'm not a gang member. I am okay, let me start off. First of all, because I've also heard people make smart remarks, how she this, how can you do that? I'm sort of shocked at how limited our people think. They put you in a box. They feel like you can't have several degrees or you can't do certain things in life. And I'm just surprised to hear that in the 21st century. So a lot of people even question my profession. I went to Old Dominion University. I got my undergrad degree in psychology. I double major in human service counseling. Then I went to Howard University and I got my master's in social work. So I was working for the Department of Social Services. I did child protective services first, and then I switched over into the school system as a school social worker. I got sick. That's when I was diagnosed with sarcoidosis. It runs in my family. My mother also is on disability because of it. And I went out on disability in 2012. Once I went out on disability, my son got into music business. And once my son started doing music, I started connecting with promoters. And then I connected with a guy who owned a record label, Black Hawk Record Label, Black without a K, LLC. So I connected with Ace and I bought into 49% of his record label. And I felt like that would give me an edge or give my son an edge up by me being connected to the music business, co-owning a record label. When I did that, a lot of people started reaching out to me to manage them. And a lot of them came through my cousins down in the South. Yes, most of my cousins in the South, they are Bloods. Yes, they are OGs. And a lot of them asked me to manage some young, as they call them, the young Bloods coming up, to sort of, they wanted to get them out of the neighborhood. Because down there where my cousins now are, they're in North Carolina, a lot of people are getting killed, locked up. And they know some of these young boys have talent. They're like, my cousin up there doing music, he would send them up here and I would try to help them get into business. Same thing. The guys that I deal with out of Atlanta, they're Crips. But what's interesting to me is I look at the division here on YouTube, but when it comes to music and I work with those young boys, it didn't matter if they were Crip or Blood, they came together. And some of them, they worked together in the studio because they had to go through me because my record label, we had our own studio. They ain't act a fool. They didn't act stupid. They knew how to come together because they knew at the end of the day, they wanted to make music and make money. So I am associated with them. Mm-hmm. So when a lot of people were like threatening me, yes, I will tell people if people are going to threaten to hurt me or something like that, they're very protective of me. I don't have an issue with calling them saying, listen, somebody is starting to do something to me. And there's nothing I have to worry about. So no, I'm not a Blood or Crip, but I can relate to them just like I can relate to the wealthy, just like I can relate to the educated, just like I can relate to the uneducated. That's one thing that psychology and social worker will teach you is that you can deal with different classes, different races, different religions, different sexes, all those things. I have the capacity to deal with. I don't judge people and put them down because they're in the gang or whatever, not if they're trying to make their lives better.
So it was a question in the chat. They said, can you ask if she ever met, talked, or seen VS before she came to IHOP that day? Have you ever met her, talked to her before that?
If I had met who?
VS, before that day on IHOP.
No, I never met her in person. I had just talked to her in the DMs on Instagram.
Okay. So while going, a lot of people want to know, do you ever regret going to IHOP?
Personally, I regret it because my family, I regret it more so because for my family. And then I don't like to get my family pulled into things, as I said before, because the type of people that my family, like, I don't want to see anybody in my family get locked up for a decision that I made because they feel like they need to go do a get back or whatever. So I had a family meeting. I let everybody know, yes, that wasn't the best decision or whatever. But it's a pro and a con to that, me going to that IHOP. Personally, on my end, I should have made a different choice. However, when I saw the outcome, I didn't know she had hurt so many people. I started getting all these calls and all these messages from some lady named down to a lady. It was people that were saying I was the first victim. to a lady getting locked up in front of her 3-year-old child, down to people just, losing their jobs, to some lady's son that was in the military. I mean, I just heard so many horror stories that I didn't even know. I would say it sounds like it's almost 100 victims. It's almost like she's running an organized crime organization. And so if this was a way for people to get justice on the pro side, I'm glad it happened. On the con side, I don't like that I went up there and it had to happen.
So I have a question that, have you ever met or seen Kiki before at the IHOP?
No. I didn't know who Kiki was or Samantha was until the last couple of days when she was showing up on, on different people. I forgot who chat she was in first before she was on VS chat. I guess it was that whole disagreement with her and QB over, I think he modded her or something. And then she was on VS chat, and that's when it came down to it, because that's when VS started talking about, I'm glad I know it's somebody else that live in this area other than that other one that lived down the street from me. And that's when I first realized that Kiki lived in Virginia, Samantha, whatever her name is.
Do you also in this, they wanted to know into this situation, did I send you to the IHOP? Did I call you to go down there?
No, and I don't understand why people keep saying that, and that's why I asked you to clear it up as well, Wiley, because you didn't.
All right. Now, did y'all clearly hear that it was no, I did not send her to the IHOP. I'll make that perfectly clear. I didn't send her to the IHOP, so I need all the TSCC members, the ones that I talk to on the regular, the ones that's in the bushes. I did not send her to the IHOP. And I want to make this perfectly clear because, during that time, I was under a lot of stress. People were sending me hate mail. They said I sent her to the IHOP, and I sent her, and I did. I didn't send her to the IHOP. I didn't send her to go get some scrambled eggs and some pancakes and duke it out with VS. I want to make that perfectly clear. So to the TSCC members, the ones that I met personally, the ones that I've got on the phone with personally, I did not send this woman to the IHOP. I want to make that perfectly clear because it was sad and it was rumored out in the streets that I sent this woman to the IHOP. And I'm so glad that she cleared this up. And we're going to listen to more of this. We got some more commentary coming about this. But I just have to really clear that up because I've just received like a DM not too long ago that I was the reason why VS not on here. And I want to make that perfectly clear. No, I didn't send VS. I didn't send Shereen to meet with VS at IHOP. I did not do that. Okay. I just want to make sure that is clear.
Talk with me until after the incident.
So
I'm sorry.
Oh no,
you were at work during the incident, so no, I already gave the reason why I went down to the IHOP. I even did a video on the reason why I went down to IHOP, and it's still as if people do not comprehend why I went to IHOP. Mm-hmm. I've said it 100 times, and it's like it's going in one ear and right out the other. So I don't know. You can say 100 more times, and I guess some people still won't get it.
Mm-hmm. I just think people's minds made up for forever, I think. But in this thing, do you feel as though they got the right charges for her? Because she's been charged, according to the report, with 2 charges: militia wounding and abduction. Do you feel like was too harsh, or do you feel like that's justice?
Well, is it too windy, Wiley? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. This is how I have to look at this because it's interesting the way it all unfolded to me. I think it was something that was more spiritual. So they told me when they were going to charge her, that's another thing too. I've been called a snitch or whatever because I said I was going to call the cops, but people act as if they didn't see VS sitting on me, yelling that, call the cops, call the cops. So she was trying to call the cops first. So I just want to go back to that. It seemed like that went over people's heads as well, too. But they were going to charge her with assault and battery at first, which was fine with me. But when I started hearing all the other stories and like the things that she's done to people, like, I mean, even some of the elderly people, I see how she's treated them and she's done them. I feel like, you know, it's sort of like you reap what you sow. So it's not just going to be justice for me. It's going to be justice for a lot of people. And from my understanding, a lot of people plan to come to court that day to get their justice. And I feel like, I know people call it karma. I call it what goes around comes around. You reap what you sow. If you put out negative stuff into the atmosphere and you're just doing negative things to people, you can't think that you're not going to have any consequences to your actions.
So you don't think
my
that
answer to that is that, go ahead.
No, so I was just saying, so you don't think that she was overcharged?
After finding out all the other stuff that she's done to people, no.
Okay.
Because she's basically probably getting charges that she should have been got the way she's done other people.
Mm-hmm.
There is no reason. You never did. Number one, I'm going to tell you something my family taught me. We're from the South originally. You don't disrespect the dead, number one. You don't disrespect your elders, number two. And that's the thing, a problem that a lot of people got up here. An example I give, like Mystery Van, very disrespectful toward me. I'm going to tell you, if someone called me right now, my son is grown and married, and told me that he was being disrespectful to an older woman, I would smack him in his mouth.
Mm.
I don't play that. We don't play that in the South. You don't disrespect your elders. You don't disrespect women, and you don't disrespect the dead. It's just certain things lines you don't cross in life. And to me, when you get so vile inside and so evil that you can, like, for example, put Tracy's mom, a dead mother, up on a wall, and people accept that, no one in your camp is willing to not be a yes person and say, that's not right. Because I know no one will want them to do that to their family member. The way she is towards Bless Watkins, she talks to her. People don't think that's a problem. That could be your grandmother. That could be your mother. If somebody was treating my mother like that, it would be a problem. I don't understand why she has been allowed to do so many things that is so hurtful to people for so long. But what happened, what man couldn't do, God did.
Do you feel like this situation, a lot of people is saying that you were wrong for going there, that you shouldn't have did that, you were looking to fight? What's your response to that? Because that was one of the rumors, you was looking to go and fight, you was looking for all of this.
You know what? People that say that, I really don't care, because I understand some people can't think out of the box. If a person can't understand that if you watch a person have a history of how they dox and harass a person, and that person is giving you the heads up that they're getting ready to do that to you, if you can't understand me wanting to go and have a conversation with her to prevent her from doing that, then that's on people. Everybody thinks differently. I'm different. I knew I didn't want to get tied up into a beef with VS. If she would have doxed me and started doxing my family, the situation would have got real bad. I'm going to put it that way. Just like I told you who my family is, my family has a name down south. If somebody go at me like that, I am going to call on my family members. So then you're talking about something getting even worse than what it is. So what is wrong with me, myself, going to talk to a person face to face to say, look, I don't know why you think I did this or you think I did that, but you're not going to dox me. You're not going to victimize me like you've done everybody else.
Mm-hmm. And to be clear, she's not charged with YouTube drama. She's charged with she done to you. But I think for the public, how many emails have you received from people? Do you have an account of how many people have emailed you?
No, I don't.
Okay, but a lot of people have responded and came out of the things that VS alleged have done to them. In this situation, situation, will you continue it? Are you going to continue with the state to comply with them, or are you just going to say, you know what, she learned her lesson? Because a lot of people are saying that you won't follow through, that you would just tell the state that you want to just drop the charges. Are you at that point, or you just want to continue with the case?
Did you say people said I'm gonna drop the charge?
Yeah, some have said, oh yeah, she might drop it after the backlash.
You know what, Wiley? You know, I'm not trying to be condescending, but sometimes the way people think and rationalize.
Okay, now it was a discussion. Let me bring this back to, because I remember that it was a discussion. I reached out to Shereen and I said, Shereen, I think you should just drop the charges. You know what I'm saying? Drop the charges and get a restraining order on VS. I told her this, and we had a phone call, and I said, I think you should just drop the charges, get a restraining order for her not to bother you anymore, because she have children. I had got on the phone with her, and I said, just drop the charges. You know what I'm saying? Just tell them you don't want to press charges. You know, you just want to do a restraining order. She refused. I mean, her son, I remember he was in the back. He said, forget that. We pressed the charges. She had no right putting her hands on my mother, all of this stuff. So I tried to not get any charges, you know, press on her. So I really tried, and it just, you know, it just didn't happen. And then I was like, well, where is the TSCC membership? I tried to talk to the 100 members of TSCC members, and I said, let's put $250 per member, and let's get her an attorney outside of the public defender, because if she would get a private attorney, she would not get them many charges. I talked to I talked to an attorney, and he said he can get the charges lessened, right? Because she never committed a crime. She was a veteran. This was her first offense. We could have got her, you know what I'm saying, like on probation and paying a fine. But none of the members wanted to put $250 per member. I tried to reach out to the people. I tried to bring back the Mess Express, and they wasn't trying to hear it. I tried to bring it back, and they wasn't trying to hear that at all. I talked to some of the members that's been on TSCC, talked to some of the members. They told me no. So that did not happen. So I really do, out of all of this, I really do feel sorry for VS, because she was screwed all over. She did not have a private attorney. She had a public defender. Not trying to speak against public defenders, but sometimes the public defender, whatever deal comes to them, they typically just go by what a judge. You know, you need an attorney that really would have fight for you. So that really didn't happen. And then it also didn't make it better that she was receiving so many phone calls from so many people. Were calling the judge, were calling the prosecutor, were calling the jail. I mean, hundreds on top of hundreds of phone calls were made. So let me continue to play this interview, and then I'll be back with the rest of my commentary.
It just doesn't add up for me. And I'm gonna tell you, that's the reason why I have pulled back on YouTube, because one thing I guess I gotta understand is that some people may be in their early 20s, they may be young and inexperienced in life, but what in the world makes somebody think that something like that is gonna happen, and we're gonna start the process, and I'm gonna drop it for what reason?
Mm-hmm. How are you physically now? Are you in a better space now? Are you still hurt? How are you doing now? Because I know you said you have other health issues as well.
I'm doing okay, but I suffer from a chronic illness. So I'm always going to have, some type of chronic pain. And, I'm just always going to be in pain.
Mm-hmm. And your family response, I always was wondering, what do your family have to say about this when you first told them that you had an incident at the IHOP?
Well, my family asked me to get off of YouTube, so I did that. So I'm not going to be a content creator. My family has asked me to pull back because they don't want to be put in a position where they feel forced to have to step into some mess. Because my family know how sick I am. And I've said that to a lot of people. A lot of people are very protective over me. And I just wouldn't want them to feel like they have to get into some mess and then they end up, in trouble because of YouTube. So it's not worth it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because in that situation, I always was curious, did the IHOP worker physically break you two apart? Like I always was wondering about that.
No, she was asking them to call the cops. And she said, "You gonna call the cops? You gonna tell them that she came in here when they agreed with her request?" That's when she got up and she said, "Well, let me get out of here before I get locked up."
Mm-hmm. If you have,
and so for
go ahead, no, finish.
So for people, I was just gonna say, so for people to keep saying you shouldn't have gone up there, whatever. I'm grown. I go wherever I want to go. Just like when people say you shouldn't be in somebody else's chat, I can't understand that either. I'm grown. I go anybody chat now. If people want to tell me where I can go and can't go, if they want to tell me what chat I can be in and can't be in, if they pay my mortgage, pay my health insurance, but
I want to clarify all that because, in the B sector, it would be people saying, you can't be in this person chat. And I've always told my moderators, I told my people, I don't care what chat you go into. Just tell me the tea. Give me the tea of what's going on. So I don't make that as a stipulation. My producers, you can't go in the chat. I don't care if a person is dragging me. You should be free to watch content. And especially with moderators, like you're not paying them. So why are we controlling the moderators or what chat they should go into? And speaking on that, I had a moderator, and I don't know if she's still on here. We go way back. I'm not going to say her name, but one of my moderators, she went over to TSCC and she was showing TSCC loves in the chat. And VS said, "B, get out of my chat. You part of Cricket Eye," which she named your nickname. She used to call me Cricket Eye. That what VS used to call me when we fell out. And of course, you know what I'm saying? And she blocked her. And this woman would donate, become a member, and everything like that. And she was like, "Why? I don't understand." Because she was moderating over here at the Wiley Show. And this something, and that was going on back in the day. Now my moderators, when they type in certain content creators' name, they blocked on Instagram. And they'd be like, "Why is I'm blocked? And I'm not even a content creator. I'm just a moderator." Right. And so they just definitely do that. So I'm like, what in the world is going on? We should be able to be free to go whatever. So on my platform, you free to go wherever you want to go. It doesn't bother me because this is YouTube. You should be able to go where you want to go. Okay. Hey, do we have any? Let me ask you this question before I go back to this interview. Where is the B sector people in here? If you part of the B sector, press 1. Where's my family? B sector people. If you're in the bushes, press 1 if you are here. If you're from the B sector, press 1 if you are here from the B sector. Oh, oh man. Okay, where we at, B sector people? If y'all here, are y'all here? Where's the B sector people? Okay, yeah. So we want to shout out to the moderators that are here. Some of y'all been in mind for a long time. Let me finish playing this interview. Shereen, if you're in the bushes, send me a text message and we can get you back on the show. If you're in the bushes, tell Shereen to call in. And we'll definitely open up the phone lines and allow y'all to call in and speak on it. Let me finish playing this interview. Shout out to my B sector family. Do y'all want me to come back to the B sector? Let me know in the chat. Type yes if y'all want me to come back in the B sector. Type yes if y'all want me to come back in the beef sector. Type YES. Yes. Okay. Oh man. Okay, type yes. Somebody said no, just visit. Oh man, okay.
Monthly clothing allowance, I will be more than happy.
Everybody
to
keep bringing
compromise.
up Dre and Goddess. Can you elaborate? You keep bringing up this Dre and Goddess that you threatened them. Is there any truth to that?
Ain't nobody, but people fail to realize that God has got into something that she wasn't involved in. What happened was that Goddess now, this was after they all had the breakup with Mona, and they were all clicking together, her, Dree, and I can't think of the other girl name, but the other girl, I called in and I talked to them about how to mediate their relationship with Mona, because they were just talking about how hurt and angry they were. And another girl, I can't think of her name, that's with them, she started to curse me out. She was like, "Are you with Mona? Are you a brain? Are you this and that?" And she just went off on me. And I said, "No, I'm not with anybody." Once again, people assuming you're with the group. I said, "No, I was just trying to figure out how y'all could mediate the situation, whatever." Dree had to calm the girl down. I can't remember her name. And, Dree handled the situation, I think, in a mature way. However, because I was in Ask April chat, and Dree and Goddess now, but they don't like Ask April, they took a screenshot of me in Ask April chat and was like, "You're in the ops chat." And then Dree made a video about it. So I wanted to address Dree. So when we were on that phone that night, Dree and I were supposed to be addressing each other. Goddess jumped in. Goddess started going off. And so I responded to her. She gonna talk trash, I will talk trash too. I'm not gonna let her just disrespect me, because it wasn't even about her. It was about Dree and I having a conversation. So to be honest with you, Goddess had nothing to do with that conversation. Goddess and I never had a disagreement before. We didn't get into it. It was whoever that other girl is that hang with them, I can't think of her name, that was rude and disrespectful to me. So people need to know the history once again. It wasn't out the blue that I had an issue with Goddess. And when they were talking about, "Oh, you said you're going to take somebody up there, they're going on probation or whatever." Yes, once again, I still associate with my artists. And you know that, Wiley, because I'm reaching out to them to come and do, some shows with you.
They're saying that you said you was going to kick somebody at the strip boat.
The shrimp boat, I was going to what?
Kick somebody? I think somebody said in the comments to ask her that she was going to kick somebody.
Kick somebody?
Yeah, so you never said you was going to kick somebody?
Nah, I said I was going to kick.
Hold on. I want to, before we get back to you, Shereen, like, she is so connected in the business. Like, she would bring people to my channel. She interviewed, like, she was managing different artists. So it's quite interesting that she would get caught up in the B sector and get caught up into this mess, because in her personal life, she in her personal life and her business life, she would interview, she would manage artists, and she brought a couple of artists on my show, and a couple of artists that I still talk to this day. So for her to get caught up, entangled into the beef sector, and I've talked to some amazing people in the beef sector. They just watch. They're not content creators. They just are fans of these different content creators, right? And for her, I'm like, how you getting caught up in this stuff? Because in her personal life, she interviewed artists, she's college educated, and I'm like, why are you letting VS get to you like this when you have to show up to the IHOP? You understand what I'm saying? When you're showing up to the IHOP, that's what I'm not understanding. You showing up to the IHOP, that I don't understand that. And then for another piece to VS, she should have never, come on, I'm about to say it, she should have never put her hands on Shereen. She should have never knocked her out. Should have never sat on her, especially not in Virginia, especially not in that part of Virginia they was in, Republican, pretty much all white county. and you're putting your hands on somebody with that ghetto mentality. Like, I would have never done that, because anybody know about Virginia don't play. You know what I'm saying? I forgot what they say about Virginia, but they don't play. And a part of that Virginia that they were at is really something. So I'm like, why would you even do something like this and record it when they have the footage? And then once they put it out there, because that's when 5A was against VS, all these other people. They had Jay Wilson calling the judge. They had the Sean Bradley club chat people calling the judge. And, you know, it was a lot of people like contacting the courthouse and the judge and all of that. So I'm just saying that I'm like, wow, well, why would you give your enemies, come on, why would you give your enemies ammunition to take you out? And that's something that should not have done. So I'm just telling you, because if you could talk to VS now, I guarantee you that she would have did this situation differently. She would have not have put her hands on that woman. Let's go back to the interview.
Chin checker. Get it straight. Get it straight. Yeah, 10 check is when you're looking at a person face to face and you bop. Man.
Oh my God. Okay.
And that's not the only thing I said. It was like I was pushing the girl buttons because I could tell she is emotional a wreck. And then I started yawning on her. I was like calling her Big Shirley. I was like, what you gonna do, roll over on me? I was like, what you gonna do, run me down, eat me up, Big Shirley? Then I was like, I'll take your man. So I was messing with her and she got to screaming. But you know what? She shouldn't even been on the phone. Her name is not Dree.
Wow.
That teach you to mind your business the next time. Stay in your lane. And guess what? Dree and I didn't even argue. Sean said, can you and Dree agree to just disagree and be in the same chat to not say anything to each other? We said yes. Moved on. Like two grown women. That's it. It ain't that serious. The guys got on the phone doing all that screaming and stuff. Yeah, you threatening me, you gonna do all that. If I see you face to face, that's what you gonna get chin check. It is what it is.
And
so she need to lose some weight in the meanwhile, but other than that, yeah.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people saying this interview is gonna hurt your case. They don't understand the state, the government got a case against VS. It's not Shereen.
They don't understand.
Yeah, this is a criminal case.
Yeah, they don't understand. They don't understand laws. They don't understand politics. So all I can say to them is God bless their heart. I have lived in Prince William County since the early 90s. I know I worked with the police officers here in this county. I did joint investigations with the detectives when I did CPS. I know the board members here. I have placed some of the politicians in the roles that they're in. I've helped elect them. So I know this system inside out.
So take us with Prince William County. Is that a predominantly Caucasian county? It's a predominantly white county.
Yeah, it's a predominantly white county. More and more minorities are moving down, like from the DC area, because, you know, with them, they're trying to push the blacks out of DC. So they either move out to Maryland, or they're coming out to Virginia, but Virginia is starting to, you know, try to do things to keep so many minorities from coming down here. We have a lot of Latinos, a lot of Africans, and a lot of Asians and Indians that live in this county.
So is that a Republican? Is it based mainly Republicans in that county? Or is that a liberal? Is it a conservative?
Yeah, it's a red state.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a red state, but now it's with this last election, it's, you know, the Democrats took over.
Okay. So are you gonna, everybody want to know, will you be going to court in February, or are you just gonna not go?
Yeah.
Okay, you will go to court.
Yes.
So in this, if VS were to call you and apologize, would you forgive her?
I've already forgiven her.
Mm-hmm.
She's a broken person. When I saw that, I actually feel bad for her. I'm going to be honest with you, because I think it's sad that a person has to live that way. It's almost like she's living in hell on earth. I feel sorry for her, because I love life. Although I'm sick, I enjoy life. I love life. I have a beautiful family. I travel. I just, I have great friends. So I thank God for the life that I have. And some people are not enjoying their life, and that's why misery loves company.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people
they can't understand a person that's at peace.
A lot of people is just continuing to say, "Oh, this turned their case." Thank you all for the super chats, but I do want to ask you this: did you ever go back to that IHOP? Did you ever go back there for some pancakes or some sausages and eggs?
You're so silly, Wiley. You're so silly.
Okay. But I have.
You know what? When you come to DC, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take you to IHOP.
Okay. Yes. We ain't gonna lie.
I'm gonna tell Rico to come too.
Just long as he don't pee on the table, long as he don't pull out that pee, we are good to go.
Y'all can eat all the pancakes you can eat.
I have so what are you gonna do? What's your New Year resolution now after this situation happened? What are you gonna do? Are you gonna come back and become a YouTuber? Because I know your family said no. Is this a temporary thing, or you say you're done with YouTube?
No, I don't think YouTube is. I don't think it's for me, because I guess I thought a lot of our people were at a different place. How do I put it mentally? When I first came on YouTube, I was trying to teach people about finances. And I noticed when you try to either teach people about finances or you try to put them on to how to make their lives better, it seems like you get a lot of jealousy and pushback. And to me, that's crazy, because I got where I'm at because I listened to the people that were older and wiser in my life. I don't care if they were white, black, or whatever. If they had some knowledge they wanted to share with me and teach me how to create multiple streams of income, how to invest and things like that, my ears was wide open. I allowed people to mentor me. So I was humble. And I just see that people up here like mess, because like when I was just doing finances, I had like 200 followers. When the situation happened with VS, it went up to 1,000. That's not what that's not my purpose. I don't want to come up here and be in mess, because that disrupts my peace in my life.
Yes. So Shell Wilfo asked a question. She want to know, what were your injuries? Did you sustain in the industry? If so, what were your injuries?
I'm not going to be specific about that right now.
Okay. And she want to know who broke up the fight. She want to go step by step. But if you want to answer that question.
I just said that once VS asked them if they would call the cops, and they agreed to calling the cops, and she got up and said that, okay, let me get out of here before I get locked up.
Okay.
Nobody broke it up.
Yes.
She fled the scene.
Mm. So if this is your first time, make sure you all subscribe. No, she do not want to answer any phone calls, because I asked her earlier before the show started. She said no, because some of you are going to be asking disrespectful questions. Y'all not going to be respectful. Some of y'all aren't. So when she end the call, we will take some of y'all calls to come on and you can voice your opinion about the interview. Is this something that you would like to share to the public? We got 600 plus people watching on YouTube right now. And we have about 8 or 9 people watching on Facebook. What's your message to them? Is it anything that you want to get off your chest?
Well, what I would say in my time on YouTube and my observation as people of color, we got to do better. We have to do better, because we're falling behind. I don't even think people are realizing that they're going to be resetting the dollar and that we're going to have super inflation. People are not going to be able to afford to. What happened in 2008 was just the tip of the iceberg about what's about to happen in 2020. And it seems like Black people, like, we're so behind. When you go to have like these type of conversations, like Wiley, when you do these conversations about politics or whatever, it's like a lot of people are not there. They're not ready. Or if you want to talk to them about finances, like how to go to the next level in life, they're not there. But if you want to talk to them about what did such and such say about her? What did she say about her? They're into that. But you know what's happening? Black people are getting left further and further behind, because when I go into these upper scale neighborhoods, every minority group, they're moving up. Indians, Africans, Asians, they're doing well. Black people are still at the bottom. Until people start expanding their mind, like you like to read, Wiley, and until people start learning how to work together, you don't have to like each other. I'm telling you, but white people, they come together and work together. Their families could not stand each other. But if it comes to building a business or being successful, if you don't think they ain't gonna come together for some money, they on a whole nother level. We're still fighting over pennies. People, the average people around here trying to figure out how to be billionaires. People in our community may brag about, I make $40,000 a year, I make $60,000 a year. These people over here trying to figure out how they're going to be a billionaire. Tell me how far is 40,000 from a billion?
I feel you on that. So I'm reading the comments, and everybody has just said what they're saying. But I would say come back on YouTube, because your voice matters. I mean, you're a great producer of the show, the artists that you have. I believe your son is very talented, music, good rapper. So in this regard, would you get back into doing management? I would always want to ask you that.
I probably would do more like consultation and not direct management, because I don't think I have the the energy to keep up with. It takes a lot when you manage an artist, and I've talked about that before. But I still, like I said, I still reach out to my old artists. I still promote their music, and I still try to help them.
And okay, somebody said, "Wiley, you're gonna ruin her case again." The government is filed charges against VS. Okay, you all keep. I think they don't understand the difference between criminal and civil. They
don't get it.
And Shereen is not charged with 2 charges. No, she's the victim in the case. She's not charged. Now, VS shouldn't be doing interviews about it, because it can hurt her, because she is charged with, VS is charged with those 2 charges. So I think people are not understanding. They keep on saying, well, how lawyer gonna understand? Come on now.
Yeah, a lot of people don't understand the law, and I realize that the Commonwealth, because especially with people saying that I would drop the charges, in the Commonwealth, even if there's a situation, they will still go forth with the case.
Wow.
They don't need, like you say, if you have a domestic abuse situation, have a husband and wife that get into a fight, and let's say after a while, the wife is like, I don't want to press charges against my husband, the state is going to say, at this point, we don't care. He violated the state law.
Mm-hmm. So what's the because a person like myself, a person like myself would like to know, what is a commonwealth? What is that? Like, I don't know what that means. For the people that don't know, like myself, can you explain it to the people?
Okay, the Commonwealth is laws that are pretty much made by the people. So it's almost like they gave the people a chance to, like, for example, in the Commonwealth, sodomy is against the law. That's the laws that they came up with, the people that lived here in the state of Virginia. Same thing, I guess, with Kentucky and other places that are Commonwealth. So if somebody finds out, for people that don't know, if someone finds out that you're having anal sex, that's against the law here in Virginia.
Wow.
And the only reason I know the laws and I keep up with the laws is because of the politicians I work with. And my father was a chief of probation and parole for Arlington, Virginia.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So that
every year they pass new laws. In July is when the fiscal year begins. And he will always make sure he kept me updated, you know, let me know this is what's about to change or this is what is about to happen in Virginia. So, yeah.
A lot of people want to know, did you lie on the police report against VS?
No. The police didn't really need me to say much. They were watching the video.
As I said, you got to be careful what you record.
She was live after the incident happened. She was live streaming. When the police officers got to my house, they just looked at her on the video while she was live streaming, still talking about it.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Shereen. I'm going to open the line, let the people speak and see what they have to say about it. But I know you said you don't want to answer any questions, regardless of any other calls, because I already, you said you don't want to answer any questions for the call. So I just want to say thank you for doing this interview, because everybody was wondering how were you doing.
Yeah, I'm doing fine. And I'm praying for VS, and I'm praying for her family. I don't have any hard feelings against her. I didn't have hard feelings before, and I know other people they had stuff happen to them directly, so I understand them, but I had never had things happen to me like, you know, Sean Bradley, Shelly, and different people, what they had gone through with her. So I didn't have any hard feelings against her. There was nothing personal, and I still don't have any, because I sort of feel bad that she, you know, she wasn't smart enough to use, you know, she didn't use her brain. She didn't think.
All right. Thank you so much, Shereen, for coming on.
Okay. Have a good day, Wiley.
All right, you too. Okay, let me give her a round of applause, because she came on the show and she answered each and every question. So that was a blessing. So
it's not that serious to be beefing like this on YouTube. I don't feel sorry for Shereen. I hope she needs to be in some therapy, because who told her she's a social worker and she's going up there to IHOP to confront somebody, being a whole 44-year-old woman? That is just beyond crazy to me. And she can sit there with her sob story and try to act all sad all she wants to, but no, you are in the wrong also. And I'm not a VS fan. I don't like VS either, and VS is getting what she deserves. But Shereen, if there was a way to get her locked up, she should have been locked up too, because she had no business going up there as a grown 44-year-old woman confronting somebody on something that happens on the internet. High school kids do that. Even high school kids don't even do that anymore. Middle school kids do that.
Thank you so much for voicing your opinion. All right, 8439, calling on the air.
Hello?
Go ahead. You live on the Wiley Show.
Hey, Wiley, this is Shantae.
All right, go ahead, Shantae.
What I don't understand is why Shereen trying to play a victim. You know, the whole picture is you can go, yes, you can go anywhere you want to go. Yes, you can come in the IHOP. But why did you come and sit at her table? VS don't know you, never met you in person. Anything that you had to say, you could have said it through an email. Okay, if you want to go sit across from VS now, but you came and sat at the same table as them. If you would have never came there, VS and Kiki would have still been sitting there laughing, talking, you know, with the subscribers and everything. It's her fault. Nobody's saying that she can't go anywhere she want to go, because she can. But the whole big picture is you came and sat at that woman's table. You don't know her. You've never seen her in person. You only seen her through the on YouTube. That's it. Anything that you had to say, you could have said it through email. So you wrong in that. Why she trying to play victim and she talking all that doggone smack? She needs to stop it.
All right,
That's
thank
all
you.
I wanted to say, Wiley.
All right,
she up here trying to play a victim, and she's not.
All right, thank you so much, Shantae. The number is 646-716-8447. My next caller, 2041. Caller, you on the air.
Hi, Wally.
Hey.
How are you doing today?
Doing good.
Okay, now we've seen all the videos, but no one saw the actual fight itself. This lady was on your platform admitting she don't know what had happened. VS probably just snatched her wig off. She probably grabbed her hand and then, fell on her and was on top of her. Now, I saw another video where she described to the police that VS was trying to gouge her eyes out. This foolish woman forgot that she made a video that same night, and she said, see, look, she didn't do nothing, because she had maybe a scratch on her forehead. She didn't say nothing about no scratches on her neck. She did not have no bruises over her eyes, and then I guess she thought better of it, and now there's no video. VS was wrong for putting her hands on the lady, but Shereen, at 44 years old, was wrong to try to sit down and be aggressive towards people that she did not know. And her personality came through today while she was talking to you on that phone. She was very condescending to your chat, assuming that most people in the chat were in their 30s and they don't know any better. I'm older, probably older than just about everybody in the room right now. And I know mess when I see it.
All right, thank you.
Like she said, what goes around comes around, and karma waits on everybody. If she's lying on this girl, it's going to come out.
All right, thank you so very much.
Here.
All right, thank you. 0984, calling you on the air. All right, she hung up. Okay. Anonymous, you live on the air.
Hi, Wiley. I just want to ask a couple of questions that you refused to ask her. Hello?
Go ahead.
I haven't hung up. You didn't ask her, did VS block her phone calls, and you didn't ask her if VS blocked her from sending her DMs, and you also refused to ask her if VS blocked her from sending her any emails. Those are some very important questions to know. If VS had, in fact, blocked her from contacting her by phone, by DMs, and by emails, there is nothing for her to have to come to IHOP to sit down to have any type of discussion with VS. But when you have the opportunity to ask her these very pertinent questions, for some reason, you refuse to ask her these very simple questions.
I have a very simple question, though. How did they know? How did she know that they were at IHOP?
She knew that they were on IHOP because they scheduled the meeting on a live stream.
They were live, correct?
Correct.
So
that has nothing to do with my questions. My question was, did VS block her from sending her emails? Did VS block her from calling her? Did VS tell her to stop contacting her? Those are some questions that I put in the chat that you refused to ask. And if VS had, in fact, done all of those things, even if she did see VS saying she's going to IHOP, VS had already told her to stop contacting her. But for some reason, you refused to ask her.
Well, because you can I tell you why? Because at the same time, it was no court order, in my humble opinion, to say Shereen can't be around VS. Shereen came there, according to this interview, and she came there.
That doesn't have to be a court order.
That's
if
what she did.
Somebody tells you to quit contacting me, that's what it means. And I didn't ask you to equate your opinion about it.
That's why
I asked you to ask her if that had happened.
It was a lot of questions, ma'am. It was a lot of questions.
I'm here to ask if that was factual.
Again, that's something that you have to take up with her.
I'm
sorry we didn't ask her those questions.
I tried to take it up with her, but you refused to ask her.
Again, I did not refuse, ma'am. I asked every question that was super chatted.
You did not ask
I didn't
every
refuse.
question. You're full of shit.
Okay,
Goodbye.
well then, thank you so very much, ma'am, for that. If you didn't get your questions asked, go start your show and you go ask her the question. And you should get mad at me. Anonymous, you're live on the air. Go ahead, Carla. You're live on the Wiley Show.
Hey, Wiley, I'm truly enjoying your show, and I do feel like you are really a comedian. I just wanted to tell Shereen, thank you, Shereen. I really appreciate that you went down to the IHOP and gave us 30 seconds of you getting beat up. And then we were also given 6 days of jail time for BS, and she was taken off of the internet. What people don't understand is just like Wiley is a comedian, God is too. God got Shereen and he got BS all in one blow on the last day of 2019. So we should all be celebrating. Shereen was out here threatening people and claiming to be a blood. We saw that all she does is shed blood and tears. BS was out here threatening to be a cyberbully. Now she cannot get on the internet. I don't see what the problem is. I feel like I won. They're both gone, and I'm grateful. That's all, Wiley.
Thank you so very much.
For all you've done for this session.
Okay, last 46817.
Hi, Wiley.
Hi.
Not this last caller, but the caller before her. She was just a little bit too upset. The Wiley Show is not a courtroom. This is not a mock trial. She wanted you to ask questions like,
and I'm not the magistrate. I'm not the magistrate.
Jury, you know. I don't understand why she's so upset. Like, calm down, girl. Okay. So, I think as far as Shereen, she seems like a nice lady, but VS must have knocked some screws loose in her head. She needs to stay off the internet with her contradictions and her condescending statements. It just makes no sense. She said that she thinks that the people on YouTube got worse treatment than she did, but she was the only person that was punched in the back of the head. So I don't understand her reasoning. I mean, she didn't even pinch. Did she even pinch VS? Like, what the heck happened? Okay, so nobody has really said that VS is in jail. She needs to be under the jailhouse. If you ask me, she's a vile and nasty woman. And when she was when VS was threatening people to make something shake, I want to see her shake off these damn charges. Okay, thank you, Wiley.
All right. The number is 646-716-8447. Go. Anonymous, you live on the air.
Hey, Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year. Go ahead.
Okay. I wasn't sure if I was on. I disagree with the caller before me who said that Shereen is not innocent. She is innocent. She's not in the criminal system. So when you speak of innocence, you're speaking of legal terminology. Now you're getting into legal terminology. I think the problem is people are commixing morality with criminality. So they're saying, oh, she was wrong for going there and seating herself there. That's a very different question from the legal aspect of violently attacking someone. From what we can see on the video, when what's her name? VS, when VS told her to leave the table, she didn't refuse to leave the table. She got up immediately after that. It was VS that escalated the situation by deciding to follow it, because VS had this rule that she made clear to us that, oh, you can't come to IHOP and not get beat up. You can't come to IHOP and not get into a brawl. So that was her ratchet, violent mentality there. And it landed her in prison. I disagree with the prison system. I think they should have kept her there just a little bit longer. And I'm out of here. Oh, yeah, thanks for a good show. I'm not trying to tear you down, but I don't watch you like that because of Rico. But I think this is, I disagree with the caller before me. I think this is one of the best interviews I've ever seen from you.
All right.
Have a good one.
All right. Thank you. All right. 8472. We want to fact check. She wasn't in prison. She was in a facility. She wasn't in prison. 8472. Caller, you're on air.
Oh, hi, Wiley. I just have a comment. No one put a battery in the back of Shereen and made her go to IHOP. Just like no one put a battery in the back of VS and made her get up out her seat and run outside and pop that woman upside her head. Everything that she did, she has to take personal accountability for, as well as everything Shereen did, she has to take personal accountability for. But in the eyes of the law, what VS did was legally not right. So she has to face the music. And everyone who makes excuses for her and everyone who's trying to make Shereen out to be such a bad guy, they need to look in the mirror and take personal accountability. And then they'll understand why VS has had so much power, why she's been able to get away with so much wrong on this internet, on YouTube, because of people like him who have defended all of her wrong actions for so long. And that's all I have to say. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so very much. We got Anonymous. You live. Anonymous, you live on the air.
Hey, Wiley Show.
All right. Hey, Shell. Go ahead.
Hey, you're doing it. First of all, you did a great job. I think you did a really good job with the interview as well as you could. I think some of these points, I think we can all agree. VS, if she hit Shereen first, and she got charged, obviously legally VS is the one who's in trouble and is responsible for her behavior. So what I wanted to speak to was Shereen's condescending attitude towards Black people. I felt like during the interview, she kept talking down to people and acting like she was this professional woman, and people in the chat don't understand. But I'm telling you, as a professional woman, there is no way I am pulling up on anyone, let alone someone I don't know from the internet, to somehow have a confrontation with them. I know Shereen's probably listening, and you need to evaluate yourself. And I'm not saying Shereen violated the law. She didn't violate the law. We understand that. She can go to IHOP, fine. But what woman with something to...
Okay, are we going to bring that caller back? Also, too, we will open up the phone lines. Give me a second here. I'm going to open up the phone lines to get y'all opinions 2 to 3 years later. How do you feel about this? So we're gonna open up the phone lines. I'm waiting on my breakfast to get here, and I gotta go out and do me a good old workout. But I want to know, how do you feel 2 years later? Do you all still feel the same? So we definitely open up those phone lines. Excuse me. Give me a second. Okay, let me finish playing this, and then we actually get your opinion.
Lose at her age, and I'm close to her age, would pull up and try to have a confrontation with a woman online who's known to dox people, who's had a lot of issues. Who does that? If Shereen thinks she's so high and mighty, she should act that way. Aspire to be better, Shereen. That's all I have to say, Wiley.
All right. Thank you so very much. To the 760 people in there, we got 2 more calls we're going to bring on. Don't forget our morning show, Wiley in the Morning. It will be at 4 a.m. Central Standard Time. You're on the East Coast at 5 o'clock a.m. We had a lit show this morning, so make sure y'all tune in for that. Last 9433 calling on the air. All right, 9433. Hello? Go ahead, caller.
Hello?
Yes, you're live on the air.
You hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Here you go. Okay. So as far as me, what I've been saying, okay, as far as VS, yes, y'all know she was wrong. However, as far as Shereen, I would have been like your other callers and got on her ass. But the fact that she actually said that she knows that she was wrong for going up there and she shouldn't have done it, that was good enough for me. At least you're taking some sort of accountability. And that's for me. But as far as some of the people in your chat, I'm sorry, like, I have to, like, really question this because you're really, really bright. So for some people, I just be looking back, I'm like, y'all just want to see the mess. Like, y'all have no idea about what the fuck, what the F you guys are talking about. But yet, you guys are, like, always trying to, like, hit somebody when they're down. Like, it makes no sense. Shereen is not a victim at all, however, for me. And for what I see, because I don't watch BS like that, but for what I see, girl, if you're going to dox me the same way you've doxed all these other people, like putting pictures of people's shoot, like just a whole bunch of other stuff, then as far as me, and I know like you over here like blasting YouTube and all this other stuff, for me, I don't know if I would have went up there, but we definitely would have had a conversation, because you're not going to put where I live at, where I work at, my kids, or anything like that on the internet so somebody could go and do something to them. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And if anybody who feels like, oh, she shouldn't have done that, X, Y, Z, well, sweetheart, you ain't never been doxxed before, and maybe you don't take your livelihood seriously, because, yeah, Shereen did get bopped inside her head because, hey, run up, get done up. I agree with everybody else. However, you don't know where that could have took it. So for me, I'm just like, I'm kind of glad that I'm glad she did that, because what if VS did like expose X, Y, and Z? And now we're looking at VS saying RIP. because she did something dumb to the wrong person. So for me, I think people need to actually like grasp and realize what VS has done and realize that not everybody is accepting of that behavior.
All right.
Again, you run up, you get done up.
Okay.
So hey, that was the thing. But
All
at least
right,
now
thank
VS ain't gonna do that to nobody else, and I'm happy for that.
All right, thank you. All right, last four 00317 calling on air.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing?
Okay, I'm good. I have two questions. I have two comments to talk about. The recent caller that just got off the line, when she said doxing, and you know, VS did all this doxing. Do you know I've been on YouTube for 4 years now, and you know how many people done doxed each other? All of them done doxed each other before. So I'm like, who do I get mad at? I mean, that's for one. For two, I'm like, when people are saying, oh, well, she admitted that she was wrong. No, after she admits that she's wrong, she needs to go seek therapy, because what 40-something-year-old woman do you know is going to sit there and come off their couch or whatever you at, get in your car or Uber or whatever and go meet some girl from the internet that you don't know? Period. I think that says something about this cyber stalking. Like, pretty soon, people are going to just be like, oh, well, so she ran up on VS and she didn't get into no trouble. Now I can do that to other content creators.
I hear you on that. I hear you on that. Thank you so very much.
Okay, you have a nice one.
All right, thank you so very much. I'm on Lipstick Alley. They said, oh, Tracy and Wiley chat on Sherene's butt. I ain't team VS, but I can't stand people like Shereen to act all innocent, knowing dang well she wants IHOP uninvited for mess and attention. Maybe she didn't know it will result in an A-whooping, but she went to get her channel numbers up by instigating VS. And of course, I'm seeing other people in there. Some people at Lipstick Alley is saying justice for Shereen. So, okay, I'm reading Lipstick Alley as well, the chat. Okay, caller 1330, calling on air.
Yo, what up, Wiley? It's King Wavy 84 shows. I want to know that everybody here, when Shereen made the statement when she got into it with that other girl online, she said she antagonized that girl because she knew she had mental health issues. Did you hear that?
Well, I didn't hear that. No, wow, I didn't hear that. No.
When she was just on an interview with you, she said people was asking, you know, about, I don't know what the girl's name or whatever, who she got into it with, but she made a statement by saying she antagonized that girl on purpose because she knew she had mental health issues. I guess this was before or after she said that she'll chin check somebody. So my thing is, clearly she's been watching VS. As a social worker, why are you antagonizing somebody that has mental health issues? Right there, that shows right there that she knew and she was fully aware that VS is a little off. Because clearly she said she ain't want to be doxed by her. She know that, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's really not normal behavior to go around and want to dox somebody that you never even met in real life. So she was fully aware that, you know, VS was a little off. And her being a social worker, she just literally confessed out of her lips that she antagonized that lady on purpose to get a rise out of her. But I just wanted to say that, though, man. I enjoyed the interview. Good show as always.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, 1424, calling you on the air.
Hi there, Wiley, in the chat. Listen here, I take offense, and I'm going to be real cool on this one. I'm going to take offense on her saying that, she didn't say everybody, but she needs to be careful because there's a lot of people that's in this chat who's very familiar with the law, okay? And I know what BS is up against. I know what her charges are. And her charges is basically the charges that would have to stick against VS has to do with injury, correct? Okay, so why did she go on a platform last night and say she wasn't familiar with where she was injured? She was talking about a wig and cornrows and all of this, and this was last night's platform she was on. And then today, everybody, now we're hearing something about hit on the head.
Okay, so now we're getting specific. So from last night she didn't know, so today she do know. You guys be careful, because I didn't heard several callers say something about being hit on the head. We did not see that. We did not see exactly what happened, but on the first night she said it was just a scratch. So you guys be very careful, because the only thing that's going to help this case here is based on her injury. Was she assaulted? A scratch? Or was she hit in the head? So I'm not going to help or hurt her. What she better do is be aware that everybody that's listening to her and listening to you guys are not, some of us got a lot of good sense, okay? And whether she want to go for criminal or whether she want to go for civil, she can help VS. And I hope VS is listening to this. And I hope VS, and I know she has a good attorney, because at this point, she's not going to hurt VS. She can help VS. It's not over until both sides are heard, okay? And the lady is saying things that just don't make sense. It just don't make sense. So now she's been hit, she's got an injury on her head. But when somebody specifically asked her this evening about her injury, now she don't want to talk about it. She don't want it because she didn't went too far. So I'm going to leave it at that. Shereen, be careful, because all of us that are listening, we're not as ignorant as you think we are.
All
okay?
right.
And that's all I have to say.
Okay. To call into the Wiley Show, thank you. Thank you, caller. 6807, caller, you on the air. All right, 6807. All right, you live. 6807. Okay, we're moving on. Anonymous, you live on the air.
Wiley, I wanted to ask you to sing a song, but first I want to say this, like, do you guys really believe Shereen is a social worker? For those who actually have degrees and careers, think about it. When we get on here, we have to voice our opinions by calling in, because we're too scared to even drop down into the chat box or whatever, because we don't want it to affect our real lives. A person who has become a social worker or went to school and gotten certain accolades wouldn't risk it by getting in the beef sector of YouTube. So anybody who believes Shereen is a social worker is just as crazy as the people who believed her when she said she was blood. Shereen has been a social worker. She's been an Obama administrator. She has been, what else did she say she was? She was a record exec. She was everything. Shereen's been everything on here. I mean, this is the internet. You could be whatever you want to be. But like I said, I'm just happy that Shereen got bust upside the head in the back, whatever happened to her, and that VS went to jail. And I was wondering if you could sing Jesus Will Work It Out for me, Wiley. Go ahead and sing that song.
Not right now. I'm going to say that for the morning show.
Okay, I think you saying Jesus can work it out in the morning. Bye-bye.
Oh, okay, bye-bye. I was thinking if you bring the purse, maybe I would have sung for you to brought the purse. 2711, calling you on the air.
Hello?
Hello, you live on the air?
Yes. Hi, Wiley. This was to the last caller. All of that doesn't mean that she's not a social worker. Just because she has a YouTube channel doesn't mean that she's not a social worker. So to say that doesn't make any sense. The next comment, yeah, because I mean, there's plenty of people on here that has jobs and things of that nature. So I mean, maybe her job doesn't have a social media clause. But to Miss Shereen, I know Miss Shereen is in the bushes. I mean, well, in the chat. My thing is,
wait a minute. No, stop. Somebody says Suge Knight Shereen. They said Suge Knight Shereen. Y'all trying to end this chat. Y'all need to start. Go ahead, caller. Oh my
God. My issue is, yes, I do think that on a serious note, what Miss Shereen did was very dangerous. She could have lost her life, trying to go confront someone that she doesn't know off of YouTube. I live in Philadelphia, and it's very treacherous over here. And if you do something like that over here, you're liable to really get hurt. So I just think it was a bad choice on Miss Sharine's part to go down there and trying to confront her. But at the same time, she did leave, and VS really had no business getting up, running behind her, attacking her from the back. So I feel like they both made poor choices. But at the same time, Miss Shereen, she was playing high stakes with her life, because you don't know what people was capable of, and you can't go around running up trying to confront people and all of that because of some YouTube stuff. She could have lost her life. So
All
she
right.
needed to thank God that, she walked away from it kind of unscathed.
Thank you so much, caller. All right, we got another call in the queue. 4804, caller, you on air.
Wiley.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I had to call back because I don't know if people have listening comprehension skill problems. I'm still hearing that she portrayed to be a blood. How many times am I going to say that I am not a blood? I am not a Crip. I manage them. And they talking about you're a record executive. Yes, I wasn't a record executive. I was an owner of a record label, so get it right. I own 49% of Black Hawk Records. Those are my shares of the company. And I help my son with music, and a lot of people know my son is into music, so you can believe what you want to believe or believe what you don't want to believe. And again, people keep talking about how she a social worker, how she is still working. I said I went out on disability in 2012. What part do people not get? It's 2020. Do the math.
All right.
Obviously, I'm not working.
Days up there talking about
Jesus Christ of Nazareth. I ain't never seen so many people that cannot understand plain English.
We know you not though. We know you not that somebody said Suge Knight Shereen.
Keep saying retarded stuff, and then the lady that was talking about she didn't know her injury, she didn't know that. No, what you all are upset about is because I won't disclose my injury. I'm not going to share everything because I'm not stupid. And you won't know. If you want to know, you come to court on February the 4th.
All right. Hear you on that. We got 4 more callers. All right now. She corrected it. She's not a blood. She's not a Crip. And she was a social worker, but she was out on disability. Those are the facts. All right. 4 more callers. Anonymous, you live on the air.
Yes, I'm glad Miss Shereen called in. Yeah, made some things clear. Everyone's not is not off from what it is that she's saying. I'm still following. I understood. I think she is a social worker. I think a lot of which when I listen to her, I'm a good judge of character. When I listen to her describe her past and what it is that she did in her work history, I don't detect any lies. I think it's some people that just want to go against it. I think the only foul that was involved was her showing up. But I have a question for you, Wiley. With you being on YouTube and all, do you think that you are some form of a public figure?
Yes.
So I believe the same as VS. And with that comes people, especially when I do believe that, put it like this, I do believe that Shereen made an unwise decision in showing up. However, I think that unwise decision was leveled off by DS's unwise decision to give people a time and a place on air, being a public figure that has doxed people that other people are reaching for. She did all of this. And then the most important thing that stands out is she violated the law. Like with all that Shereen did, she didn't violate the law. Like paparazzi show up on public figures. People who are interested in you, viewers. Like, I'm not saying that Shereen did not have an ulterior motive. I just don't think that her ulterior motive was violence. It could have been attention. It could be her trying to launch something. I don't know. But I just don't believe it was violence. When I watch that video, I only see violence on the part of VS. who escalated it to that, because it really was just that hostile words and slight tension at the table. And we don't know how long that lasts because it was brief. I mean, as soon as the video came on, all you hear is kill yourself and get away from the table. And immediately she did. She never refused. I had called a little earlier. And she never refused. So, yeah, but thanks for bringing Shereen in. Thanks for Shereen being in the bushes, too.
Thank you so much for that.
And checking people and dispelling the myths.
Okay, thank you so very much. All right, 6807. We're gonna close the phone lines after these last two callers. 6807.
Hey Wiley, I had to call back because I came a little bit later into the interview, but I don't want to just keep speculating on what will happen. So what I'm interested in is if Shereen, like the aftermath, like will Shereen now take some kind of karate or kickboxing classes? Because next time somebody's gonna knock the Mario coins out of her, and she gonna need to learn how to bob and weave. And also, I was watching some of her videos, and in one of her videos, she had the original blue blockers on, and I was wondering if she would be interested in selling those shades because they're quite vintage. Also, I called before. I have been trying to block my number. The *67 on your Blog Talk Radio does not work. So I'm trying to figure out what number can I call, because I don't need you doctors to be calling my ass back.
Oh, no. It works because everybody I'm looking at, I had so many blocked callers today. I don't know. Maybe it's with your carrier.
Okay, well, don't share my information.
I promise you I won't share it, ma'am. All right. Anonymous, you're live on the air.
Hello, Wiley.
Yes, go ahead.
Is this Wiley Red Charles Jr.?
This is Wiley. Go ahead.
Hey, Wiley, you're a good interviewer, and I like, Wiley, you're messy sometimes, but you're a good interviewer, Wiley. You say, I like when you say, okay, because when you say that, you want to go. You really want to go, but you know you have to keep the numbers up, Wiley. Wiley, you're so funny, Wiley. You're messy, but you're funny. You're funny, Wiley. And one more thing, they have to know that when you dock, sometimes you wind up in the box. Sometimes it's in jail or sometimes it's underneath. Stop doxing. You don't get to dox nobody's life. If they don't tell you their life, don't dox their life. Period, point blank. Nobody wants you to know everything about them. We all have two sides to us, Wiley. Nobody wants you to know everything about them. You don't tell everybody the first thing. And so many people are so judgmental, Wiley. Everybody was wrong in a situation, Wiley. She go there. What she go there for? She didn't get no meal. You go there, you got oops upside the head. You got hit in your head. So you get hit in your head. So the girl who hit her in the head, she gets in the box because she does the box. No dox, no box. Have a good day, Wiley.
All right now. No dox, no box. Okay. 0317, you're live on the Wiley Show.
Hey, Wiley, I'm back again. So here's what I have to say. Like, when she came back on the line and was saying all this and trying to correct everything, the first thing that came to my mind is stalker. Like, honestly, I don't believe that we should be uplifting the stalker. We should be doing anything for the stalker. She said she don't want to be on YouTube no more. I'm trying to figure out why the hell she calling in trying to give interviews. She said she why she feel like she gotta talk.
But no. I don't believe that she's
like
not a
she
stalker.
have a good day.
Yeah, all right. I don't think that. I don't think that she was a stalker or anything like that. I'm all about justice.
I think she is.
I don't know. No. I don't necessarily. I think she called in being a. If we say that, then that's everybody that support her show as a stalker. No, I don't believe that.
No. If you jump up and you get in your car or Uber and go meet somebody you don't know, and
that's not a stalker though. It's a hit. In order for that's not a stalker. That's a history. Yeah, right. In that particular instance, she got up.
So what you call it, harassing?
I just called. She went to a public place. She left the table and. She have a right to go to IHOP. She have a right to go to a public place.
But does she have a right to approach someone who does not want to be approached?
Again, that's not. Did she tell the management to tell her to leave the table? She left. She did leave. We got to give her credit. She left. Okay, but and she was followed.
I'm talking about before the hitting. I'm talking about the fact that you decided that within your heart you want to go somewhere where you didn't get invited to this dinner. The person who's throwing this little dinner don't like you. What are you showing up there for? You are harassing and stalking. You came for a confrontation. If
All
someone
right.
does not want to speak to you, that is a confrontation.
Okay. You're right to your opinion. Thank you.
So I don't think she should have no shine. That lady crazy as hell. But that's
Thank
all.
you. All right. Right. 0434. I don't think she's crazy or anything like that. She just wants to confront VS. And 0434, call you on the air.
Can I say something?
Go ahead,
Can
sister.
I say something?
Go ahead.
Listen. Okay. First of all, you didn't even give this lady a chance to dox you. If she would have doxed you, then there would have been a conversation to have been had. Then you go to the IHOP. Not only did you go to the IHOP, you asked the waitress, was she there? You described this lady to the T. So they took you to her table. You were wrong for even going up there looking for her. I know that, people might not like what I'm about to say, but if she would have came to my table and she was real aggressive, she was leaning over the table talking to her, so you want me to kill myself. You didn't come in there and say, can we have a conversation? You was on some other stuff, so I would have snatched you up at the table. I wouldn't have gave you a chance to go out the door.
All right. Thank you so much.
Because when you came in, you was on some other stuff.
All right. Thank you. All right. We're moving on. All right. 9433, call you on the air. 9433.
Hello?
Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes.
Hey, okay, I'm sorry. I'm really glad that Shereen called in because I was just like social work. I was like, didn't this lady just say that she was retired? And for me, and another thing, I just called in. But I agree with that last caller. However, I feel like I don't know, certain things I just didn't agree with. But as far as me, see, BS wouldn't have had a case if she would have snatched her up at the table. However, if you tell her to leave, if she gets up and leaves, then there's no fight. That shows that there's no harm. That shows that she's okay. Like, y'all need to really look at like the law books. For us, morally, we see it as, okay, she was harassing her. And also, as far as the other caller, if Shereen is stalking, then everybody who's a content creator is stalking. Because a lot of the content creators be all up in everybody's business. And another thing, who wants to be doxxed? Like the last caller, you didn't even give her a chance to be doxxed. Why would I give somebody a chance to dox me? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But that's about it. I'm sorry. I just had to say a couple of things. And another thing, somebody said that she needs to take a self-defense class. Sweetheart, is it a fair fight if somebody comes behind you and hits you from behind? From where I'm from, because I'm from East Oakland, we call that sucker punching somebody or sucker hitting somebody. And that's not okay. If you fight somebody, like the last caller said, I'm going to do it right in front of you face to face because I feel like right now you're harassing me. Not when you turn behind your back and you think now all of a sudden everything is okay, everything's the dust settled, and all of a sudden I come up behind you. Don't even be like, hey, yo, B, what's up? What's good? We outside. What's good? Throw them hands up. What's good? Okay. But no, you come up behind somebody, and as far as like that's what the law people are seeing. Oh, she told her to leave. She left, and this lady walked up behind her and hit her from behind. That's not please. I wish people would please just like think about what you guys are talking about before you guys call up here and make yourselves look so crazy. That's not okay.
Thank you so very much.
All right, that's it.
All right. 6012.
Hi, Wiley.
Hi.
How are you doing this afternoon? This is Trina's Chi-Town Sweet Treat.
Okay.
How are you doing?
Doing all right. Go ahead, Trina, with your point.
Okay. I want to say today that number one, that Shereen needs to get another CAT scan ASAP. And the reason is because she's showing signs. My father had a similar head injury, and she's showing me the same signs that he had. And it's like, it was very concerning when I saw her last night. I was like, she is showing signs like something she can remember.
What was she at last night?
Okay.
What was she at last night?
Oh, who was that on? When on, I think it was on Joyce Vlogs, when Jay Wilson and SB and everybody was together. She came on there for like a couple of minutes.
All right.
Yes. And so she needs to get that taken care of, because she might not know the effect of that hit yet. It can come on later on. Because my father almost died because he was a bus driver at the time, and he made a mistake and left his passenger who was off somewhere else. And he came back and turned around and came back and got him. He came off the bus and was looking for him, and he hit him in his head. My dad almost died from that, but he's okay, but he's never been quite all the way right again.
All right,
so
thank
it's
you.
not a joking matter that
All right.
she got hit in the head and she's fine. That's not true.
All right, thank you so very much. Okay, 1030.
What's going on, Wiley? It's Jay Dunn.
Hey, I'm doing all right. How you doing?
Doing all right. Yeah, I just wanted to say the caller prior to the last couple of callers actually said that Shereen should have waited to be doxxed. Who's going to wait to be doxxed?
Mm-hmm.
Who is going to wait to be doxxed without trying to diffuse the situation? That's my first point. My second point is, now once they said leave the table and that woman left the table, she left the personal space of these people. If that woman left the table and went to the next booth over and sat down and ordered pancakes and everything else, she had a right to be there. The fact is that woman not only left that table, but she walked out of the establishment to leave the restaurant and still got chased and got bopped in the back of her head. That right there, I feel like people not looking at. People are not paying attention to that. Because even if Shereen wants to go and sit at the next table over, she can do that. DS only has a right to protect her personal space. But once your personal space is no longer in danger, there is no longer a threat to your personal space, and somebody walk away from you, then you don't own IHOP. That woman can be outside of IHOP smoking a cigarette. That woman could walk down the sidewalk. That woman can do whatever she want to do outside of that building.
All right. Thank you so very much. That was Jay Dunn. All right. So 2711, call you on the air. All right. 2711. Last four.
Yes, Wiley. Hi. This is the caller from Philadelphia. I just want to say two things. First of all, unfortunately, the world wants us to have the patience of a saint, because whether it was at the table or outside, we still would have court a charge, because in the world we live in, they require that you take legal action for every single thing. If somebody come to my house trying to fight me and I go outside, guess who's going to jail? I am, because they're going to tell me you should have called the police instead of going outside. So that's number one. Number two, all this, who's going to wait to be doxxed? And you can't stop nobody from talking, and you can't stop nobody from doing nothing unless you take legal action. Even if VS did threaten to dox her, that doesn't give her the right to go down there and try to confront her and talk her out of doxing her. So none of that makes any sense. It's all about, you have to know, pick your battles. If I was VS and she came up to my table, from when she first walked up to my table, I would have backed up. I would have got up and started going towards the back looking for security or some kind of management, because a stranger is walking up on me. End of story. All this, she would have snatched her up at the table. If she would have snatched her up at the table, she still would have court a charge, because you cannot put your hands on nobody, unfortunately, even if they are invading your personal space.
All right. Thank you so very much for that. Thank you.
All right.
Okay. All right. Last caller 0432.
Hey, Wiley.
Go ahead. Yes, go ahead, sister.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I just want to say to Shereen, she keep calling, talking about comprehension skills. Was something wrong with her comprehension skills when VS asked her to stop emailing, stop calling, leave her alone, but she still wanted to be Billy Badass, sorry, Wiley, and carry her butt up to the IHOP. Now, VS should not have hit her from behind, but she should not have went up there. If it was me, I would have tried to snatch her soul as soon as she sat at that table, rolling her eyes and, looking at me like she wanted to do something. So she was out of line, and she needs to get her comprehension skills in check. That's all.
All right. Oh, somebody just called in before I booted off. Go ahead. I was about to click it off. Go ahead, 9159. All right, turn me down in the background. 9159. Okay, I gotta take you off.
All right, can y'all hear me? Hey, what's up, y'all? We played an old school video. That was about 2 years ago. We had Shereen on the show, and we're counting down the days and the months that VS will return, because she's going to return back in the beginning of 2023. Now, I predict that she will not be into the beef sector. I predict that she may be in the hair sector, maybe in celebrity gossip sector. I don't see her going back into the beef sector. If I was VS, I would write a book, you know what I'm saying? And I would get out of the beef sector, because people will definitely watch her show and follow her if I were her. Okay, I wouldn't even go back to the beef sector. I will return. I will have my book, release my book, have people to read my book and bring that about. Maybe you talk about some stuff like that, get them book sales up. But also have the phone lines open up now if y'all thoughts are the same. If anybody want to call in, is your thoughts the same? Did you change your mind about that? VS been gone for about going on 3 years now. Do you miss her? Do you think that she should return back to the B sector? The phone lines is open. The number is 646-716 8447. Like, what do you feel about it? I remember when I was in DC, I had an amazing time in DC. It was some little altercations in DC, DC Gate. And that's when I first met VS in person. She's very beautiful. And shout out to the beautiful members of TSCC. Very beautiful women, by the way. All right, so let's go to the phone lines. Good morning, Anonymous.
Good morning, Wiley. How are you? It's Don Ring Dory.
I'm doing wonderful.
Great. Yeah, you just mentioned DC Gate. I'm the one that helped my nephew, Deshaun Farley, get out of that whole debacle. Yeah, absolutely. I'm the one that gave Kiki the sweetheart. That was one of my good friends. Okay, Wiley? Yep. I'm the one that named her Kiki the sweetheart. Any old way, here's what I'm going to say to Shereen. Number one, Shereen, you have to take accountability for your actions. You created that spiritually, okay, your own heartache. How did you do that, Shereen? Because you had it in the thought process. So a man thinketh, so he does. You came to that IHOP, almost like it's equating to a stalker. Okay, an ex-girlfriend or ex-boyfriend with the ex-girlfriend, so to speak. You put yourself in that position, and you're not taking responsibility of it. BS reacted, so she has to take responsibility for her actions. It's accountability, Wiley. And Wiley, I'm so proud of you, by the way. I came in the game with Tasha K, okay? And I asked her about you years ago. I wanted to meet you. So nice to meet you, my brother. I'm from Chicago as well. I'm in D.C. now.
Oh, wow. Yeah, nice to meet you. Thank you so much for calling in. Thank you.
I like Wiley the cross-eyed diva. When I first came to YouTube, I was Tasha. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So my brother, yeah.
That's good. Thank you so much for calling in.
You're welcome. So I just want to tell Shereen that you have to be accountable for your actions. There's no way you're going to tell me that you didn't have something on your mind. And Shereen, you know me. You've been on my channel before. And there's something I've always wanted to tell you. Here's opportunity. Because opportunities knock more than once, is whether you're in a position to take them. And you knocked on the opportunity to meet VS for whatever reasons, my dear. But you're not holding yourself accountable. You had something in your mind for whatever reasons it was, okay, to go to that restaurant. You were not invited. So you were not invited, period. And so, you know, VS, I want to tell you, come back. There's a lot of litigation going on right now. And when you come back, dear, my suggestion for you to be is to keep your nose clean, because we have 4 million reasons of why you would not Cardi B me, okay? Period. So you will not Cardi B me. None of you all will. So I'm saying this for the record on this platform. So while you keep your nose clean, there's a lot of stuff going on in the back end, okay? And we have 4 million reasons why we're not going to get involved, all right?
All right. Thank you so very much. Good morning.
All right.
All
God
right.
bless.
Bye. All right. This is morning time. What did you think? 2041. Give y'all thoughts on that old interview. Did your thoughts change 2 years later?
My thoughts have not changed. I called in initially because I do that. No, I believe that Shereen had every right to go anywhere she wanted to. However, you never sit down to a table uninvited and then have an attitude because people don't want you there. I think VS should have stayed in her seat, because it really, at the end of the day, it really wasn't worth all that. And if this was the way that she was making her money, you know, I don't know, because I didn't really watch her. I was just new to the beefing sector when all this stuff like shut off. So no, my attitude has not changed. I hope in the future that Shereen would think before she goes to sit at someone else's table. And I also hope for VS that she can control her anger when someone violates her space. I wish them both well, you know, because time is short and, you know, people are dying every day. And this is really not worth it. It's not worth the time spent on having gone through this. I hope everyone has learned their lesson.
I hope so too. When her child was upset, you know, one of VS children is have autism, and he was going. It was a lot that they was going through during that moment. Me personally, I just wish that VS had a private attorney outside of, you know, a public defender, because I feel like they dropped the ball, because I would have fought that to not be able to be on the internet, especially the internet is where you make your money. Because why is it that they're going to ban her from the internet? And this was her first offense. People forget that this was VS first offense.
That's where you can't raise legal funds. You know, if someone doesn't really like you and they learn that you're trying to raise funds, this is where I learned that you can't use GoFundMe for that. Because someone from the B sector made sure that they called or wrote to GoFundMe, so they had to take it down. And it seems like that same person is still getting away with stuff. And I'm wondering, Lord, how long is it going to take for karma or the harvest to come to this person? They do everything. They have done everything they're big enough to do except die. And they're still doing mess, still interrupting people's lives, still starting up trouble. So there's just certain people on YouTube that I can no longer watch, because I feel myself getting angry, and that's not good for my health.
I heard that. Well, I'm glad you called in 2 years ago, and 2 years later, you are still.
Well, you know,
You said what, sis?
Anytime I can catch you live, that's what I'll do. But I work during the day, so I'm usually not free until after 4:30.
Right? No,
I'm sneaking doing this.
Okay. Yes, but I remember you called in 2 years ago, and now I do have a question. Do you think VS should come back to the beauty sector, or do you think she should do celebrity gossip or hair sector? What, you know?
Do whatever she chooses to do, wherever her talents are. From what I was able to see before they took her videos down, she was a very gifted young woman and very charismatic. And that's probably why lesser than people didn't like her. I always give people credit wherever credit is due. I might not agree with them personally, but if you're gifted,
I'll give you that. You know what I'm saying? Just like I believe you're gifted. I believe you're talented.
Thank you.
And a lot of people don't like you because of that.
That's
It's just like that.
That's the
Well,
truth.
you
I-
do
you know,
and try to mimic it. It doesn't work out well. But I want you to hang there, Wiley, because there's something very, very special about you. And
Thank
I'm not
you.
just saying that. I said it 2 years ago, and I'm saying it
Say it
now.
now.
There's something very special about you. Stay focused and just keep growing.
Yes.
And you already know who this is.
Yes, I know who this
And if you
is.
know who this is, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah, I know who this is. And you're still here 2 years later talking about and giving your thoughts.
I'm not going nowhere. No, unless God takes my breath, I'm not going nowhere.
All
I will
right.
always support you.
Thank you.
You can always reach out to me. But I'm going to go because I'm sure there's someone else that wants to talk to you. But
Okay.
you have a great day.
You too. Thank you.
Okay,
All right.
bye-bye.
Thank you so very
Mhm.
much. Also, too, I want to make this announcement. Follow me on Instagram. I am on Instagram. I'll be doing reels. I'm loving Instagram. I've been doing reels, posting list clips and stuff like that. So if you have an Instagram, follow me. And I really be giving you some inspiration on my Instagram. So if y'all not on Instagram, follow me on Instagram. And then follow me on my Twitter. Who else is in here? We got a couple of people from the researcher calling in. Good morning, Anonymous. Hello. Okay, they're not ready. 4704. Good morning.
Good morning. Yes. You playing an old throwback. That was when Wiley was very slim. And now he is blew up and fat now. And now, again, you another TSCC fan and fanatic and one of their slaves. So I'm pretty sure that you will want her to come back here in the B sector and do all this terrorizing like they was doing. That's why they asked us off of here. Is my opinion any different? No, it's not. It's the same how it was back then. However, I will still stand by if somebody run up and come into a place or in your vicinity unwanted and stuff like that, yeah, you get everything that's deserving to come to you. If you get your hands dirty or whatever, it's not happening to you, then that's on you. Because you shouldn't be coming to no place unwanted and not invited. And that goes for anybody. So I feel like VS was right on that. I mean, because anybody, only difference is it was film. It was film and stuff like that. And of course, the law is whatever. They want to try to give you a felony just for fighting and stuff like that. So it's just, the law is just crazy now. But in real reality, that's with anybody. Like if you just come to some place that you unwanted and you knowing that this person don't like you or whatever, and you invading their space, what you think that's gonna happen? So
I feel that. So
yeah,
that's why I'm definitely doing DC Gate Part 2. So definitely we gotta definitely do
it. Talk about wifey. What wifey you got besides the palm of your hand? Because when you was on Brianna Simone platform, you talk about, oh, I ain't having no sex, I ain't with nobody, I'm just trying to make my money. So what wifey you got?
Wifey, DC Gate. We need the wifey. If you're hearing me, we need to book our flights to DC because DC Gate Part 2 gotta come. Yes.
Yeah, one of your groupies. Okay, and ain't nobody gonna do it like Rico. It's only one Rico. I know ain't no customer, but it's only one Rico. And I don't care who else you get. That it ain't gonna be another DC Gate how that happened. So do what you do.
Yeah. So we're definitely
And
definitely doing DC Gate Part 2. I gotta book my flight.
And let me just say this too before I get off. Diamond Ring Dory, I ain't got nothing against you, but girl, we all know over here in the B sector and everything else, you lie. You ain't no lawyer. You ain't nothing that you don't know no damn Tasha K. I mean, just give it up. Okay, I know it sound articulate and stuff like that, but girl, Like, but I still love you, Diamond Dory. No hate and no shade, but it's just all tea. But I thank you, and I will see y'all later.
All right. Thank you so very much. We definitely doing DC Gay Part 2 one of these days. 8748. Good morning.
Good morning, Wiley. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful.
Wow. So let me just say this. I had no idea this happened. This must have been when I took like a break from the YouTube, but I do remember VS, and she was a bit spicy. She was involved in a lot of YouTube messy drama type stuff. But I feel like in this situation, this was a win for Shereen. I'm not saying that she's right. She's definitely wrong, but I think people are missing the bigger picture. VS allowed someone to interfere with her success, with her peace. She did exactly what she intended to do, which was mess her over, and VS allowed that to get to her. That's why you can't allow your anger to get the best of you. In that situation, she should have ignored her and left it as it is. There are people who will come into your life intentionally to mess up what you have going on, especially a person that doesn't have anything to lose, especially a person that's envious and jealous of you because of something that you have that they don't. So I hope people take that as a lesson still to this day, that sometimes the win is you reacting, period. And that's when VS lost right then and there. You reacted and you allowed her to I don't know what happened to her. What happened to her?
Well,
that's the part I don't.
This is what happened. She went in front of the judge and they ordered that she had to be on probation. Now, I don't know if she's a convicted felon. I believe she is a convicted felon. And she can't be on the internet until 2023, so next year. So it was just wrong. Like I tried to get her supporters to put some money together to get a private attorney, because a private attorney would have cost about $8,000 to $9,000, and just to help with the down payment. But I feel like she was done wrong. Honestly, I think she's a convicted felon. She can't be on the internet. She can't do YouTube, and YouTube was like a major source of income. So like she would get like $5,000 to $6,000 per month on YouTube, and that's in the B sector.
And that's sad because she had everything going for her, and that person came in and they messed that up, and she's still having to deal with those consequences till this day. I don't know. My younger self probably would have did the same thing, but I hope this serves as a lesson to everyone. This time, this day and age is something completely different. And before you allow somebody to get the best of you, remember, sometimes you gotta walk away and be the bigger person and think about the bigger picture. I'm so sad that happened to her. Hopefully when she comes back, she'll be able to build up, her platform, and she'll come back stronger. But this definitely serves as a lesson to everyone. Don't let nobody mess up your coins or your life. That's all I got to say. Thank you so much for giving me, what's going on.
Yeah, I had to. Like, she was making about a lot of good money on YouTube, and that's just in the B sector. So just imagine if she would have used that talent to get into the celebrity gossip sector. She would have made so much, way more, because people love to follow her. I do believe when she come back, of course, her channel is going to be monetized, because all her channels is hidden. It's not snatched. Her channels is hidden. And so whenever she come back, she can make it public, and then she have those subscribers, and then plus on top of the people that don't know her will know her, because she's extremely talented.
Well, I look forward to her coming back. I can't wait. And, I'm still going to be there rooting her on, supporting her, wishing her the best.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes. VS is a convicted felon. Anonymous, you live on the air.
Hey, Wiley, this is Dory. How you doing again?
All right.
Okay, may I address Rico, please, really quickly? It will take me about 1 minute. or less. Rico, what you're not going to do is lie and defame me. I'm going to put on my community board. Tasha just reached out to me before the verdict. Okay, so I understand Dennis Barber, I understand everybody, and I understand the damn law. And what you will not do is defame me. I expect a retraction on my name and my brand, or I will be taking you to court and I will sue you for your SSDI check. I am not in the beef sector. Understand that, Rico. I don't play childish games. You will not lie and defame me. Once again, you will not Cardi B me. And my brother, I'm telling you right now, right daggone now, you are going to retract it. I'm going to put proof up there. Okay, from the time I met her to the time she just called me right before the verdict. So I think you want to think, because even though you may have a shack in New York, my brother, you may have an SSDI check with something from the government. I'll take that as well. I'm not playing with these people, Wiley.
All right.
Don't get up on the platform and lie on me.
Well, thank you so very much for calling back
Okay,
in.
when Deshaun sent me your driver's license, I protected you when Deshaun sent you your driver's license, boy. Little kid, don't you play with me.
All right.
Okay,
you.
it's not cute. I think you'd have had too much to drink.
All right. Thank you.
So, Wiley, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Pay attention to my community board.
All right,
Tasha will
thank
let
you.
you know she knows me.
All right. Thank you so very much. Okay. I don't know what that's about. 8271. I'm sorry, 5271. I said 8. Hello. 5271.
I'm sorry, you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Hey, Wiley, is Via's court date? Is her suspension of being on YouTube almost up? Because I just got back in.
Yes. It's almost up next year. It'll be up next year.
Okay, is it like next year in January?
January of next year, yes, ma'am. From my understanding, January next year.
Do she plan on coming back on YouTube? Because I know y'all.
Oh yeah, she's planning on coming back on YouTube. I'm not gonna get it all detail. Just know she's planning on coming back onto YouTube. And like I told somebody to tell her, I said, have that book ready so you can release a book and you can make a lot of money. I will talk about it. Me from YouTube to becoming a felon to reclaiming my life or something like that. I don't know what her title of her book going to be, but I will make sure that she have a book and for you to purchase her book and stuff like that. And of course, her merchandise sales. She's going to make a lot of money on YouTube. When she returns, she's going to make a lot of money because she was still likable at the end of the day. She was infamous, but likable at the same time, if that makes sense. You have some folks that say she was infamous, but she was so likable. Like her morning shows was lit, if y'all remember. I don't know if some of y'all remember her morning shows would be lit.
Yeah, I'm in the beef sector and I watched her. I came across her when can we say other people's names in the chat?
Yeah.
Oh, I came across her when her and Sean Bradley had a falling out. I seen everything play out, and like you said, love her or hate her, she got the attention. People flocked to her channel. For some reason, a lot of people like to be under her. Like she's one of them type of people. And this is the thing here, Wiley. I know that you supported her 100 because I remember she supported you. She got you a car. She supported a lot of people in the beef sector or told people stories or whatever. But the same thing is that I guess once she feel as though that she get crossed or whatever, she just take it too far. She go too deep. I don't know the history between her and Shereen, but what I don't respect with Shereen is she sat up there, went to that IHOP, talked all that trash, got in that lady's face. Now she said she went there to talk. Now when I was on here the first time, she was like, I don't know, how can you compare going to an IHOP where somebody's at to being in a comment section? That's two different things. I'm on YouTube. If I know you in Philadelphia and I go to an IHOP where you at to start trouble, that's two different things. Now this is the thing. VS VS deserved what she got because that lady was walking away and she ran up on that girl. I don't know why I'm saying girl. Now all of a sudden, Shereen is a senior citizen now. Now that she's talking about something. She got all these health problems. She got all this stuff going on. But you then went up to that IHOP. You ain't think about your physical health then. Got beat up, and I laughed every step of the way. Now the same thing now with this VS situation. VS is too old to be sitting up there fighting when her life and nothing was not threatened. Now she can dox people any other time. She know people information any other time. That's when you take a situation. She could have probably walked to the car, see what car she left, and she could have got the information, doxed her, and sent her a restraining order. You know what I'm saying? She snuck that girl, beat that girl up, and it wasn't cool. And if I was Shereen, I'm not pressing charges either. I'm not.
You there, caller?
Drop the charges.
All right. I hear you. Can you hear
Bye.
me? All right. I can hear
you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so very much for calling in. I think for me, the problem that VS made a major mistake. Number one, she announced that she's meeting a stranger at IHOP. She live streamed it, which was the second mistake. If I were VS, I would have never live streamed that. Now, she could have pre-recorded and say, hey, I'm looking up what's the name? I'm linking up with this person and told us later and done her commentary. She made some major mistakes. I would have never, ever, ever, ever done it at all. You know, it is what I just would never would have live streamed it. That's what she made a major mistake doing so, because that gave somebody the ammunition to come there and to see her at the IHOP, and then she put her hands on the person and she live streaming, knowing that you are so infamous that people are looking for something to get you to snatch your whole freedom, and BS is to blame because she gave all the people that hated her ammunition to take her out.
I agree, but I believe you. I agree with you, Wiley. When she do come back, it's going to be big. It's going to be epic. The beef sector is going to, everybody going to make money. Like you said, she made money in the beef sector. Everybody going to eat it up. I wonder which direction she's going to go, because like you said, she is talented and everything, but it's a shame because, I think she did, armed security or whatever, and all of that got taken away because of
the charge.
Shereen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't agree with she did, because it's her right to press charges and everything, but how you going to start something and then run to the police? I'm not with that. I'm not with that. So she sat up here and talked to him. I can go somewhere and like what? Like but I'm gonna get off of here. Thanks for letting me come on. I just don't respect it. I don't respect it. And there's a lot of people out here in this world that do that. They start stuff and everything, and then once they get beat up, then you want to run to the police. No, take that L. So that's all I'm saying. Have a good one, Wiley. Thanks for letting me on.
No problem. Thank you. The number is 646-716-8447. 646-716-8447. Anonymous, you live on the air.
Hey, Wiley.
Hey.
Hey, it's 7 Stars. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, 7.
So I just want to address something really quick. Diamond Ring Dory, you do not know Tasha K. She does not know you. She did not call you before the verdict. You got to stop lying. She doesn't know you. She told me herself. Another thing, I think Shereen has every right to call the police if she feels attacked. She has every right to utilize her tax-paying dollars. She can press charges. She can do whatever she wants if she was indeed attacked, and that's what we saw. The problem was, and we were all there at the time, right? around about Susie, like, oh, she's scary Susie, she's scary Susie. I think what's her name? S. Hutchinson started that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening. Yeah, she did.
Okay. So I think that's why she got so gung-ho and she essentially attacked Shereen, because it was all about the optics at the time, you know? So it looks like this woman came to the table unannounced, okay, confronted her. She got up and left after, you know, VS told her to kill herself or whatever. And then after that, I think something in VS's head was like, oh, no, I can't just let this go. So she ran up on the girl. I didn't know she was a convicted felon. That's news to me.
Yeah, it was a felony charge. She's a convicted felon. Yes, that was a felony charge. That wasn't no misdemeanor. She had got charged with a felony.
And that's what I'm saying. She lost a lot. I know they say she did a lot to other people, including myself, but she also lost a lot messing with this YouTube stuff.
Yeah, she did.
And if she's a convicted felon, isn't her housing at risk?
I can't get into details about that. And then all the money she lost on YouTube too. You know what I'm saying? You know how difficult it was to try to find a job and you have that on your record. You know what I'm saying? That's
gonna pay you, because she was making money off of YouTube. I remember she used to say, you know, I did my 3 videos today. I got my 10,000 views. So she would do 3 videos a day to get 10,000 views, and that's how she made her like 5,000 or 6,000 a month, right?
Yeah. I remember.
And she would do like fundraisers and GoFundMe's and everything.
Absolutely. And people would give, you know, cash outs outside of that. Like she really had a diehard fan base. Let's just be clear, that really loved her.
I have to agree.
You know, they did.
Yeah.
They rocked whatever they rocked with her. So it's kind of mad that she messed herself up, because can you imagine where she'll be at today if she wasn't off the internet?
Yeah, but she is off the internet. And let me tell you something. You know? That's the first time I've ever heard of anything like that, where a judge actually said you're not allowed to be on any social media for 3 years. I had never heard anything like that in my life.
Yeah, I was like, what? I never heard that either. So it shocked me when I'm like, oh my gosh, she can't be on the internet. Now I heard that for people that get like do cybercrime, like hacking and all, I hear them that they can't be on the internet, but nothing with this particular case. This was weird.
Like
to
with
me.
YouTube.
Yeah, like she can't be on YouTube.
They said when she was in jail. They said when she was in jail that people were calling the jail, blowing up the jail's phone, looking for her in the jail. So the judge was probably like, "Oh, okay, you a big fish out here, huh?"
And then also the judge. People need to realize the judge do not like when you take a pic, when you smile on in your mugshot. Judges don't like that. You know, when you take like a big smile, you show your teeth. No, they don't like that, because they feel like you're not showing no remorse. You're excited. So that kind of, I don't know if that messed her up, but I remember on her mugshot, she was smiling. Like she took a big old smile. You know, judges don't really like that when you're doing that as your mugshot. But I am like literally, I'm looking at VS. I'm looking at what happened. Now they saying next year she'll be back. I just hope that she don't do what she did before and meet up with people and hit people, because it wasn't worth it. That one hit wasn't worth all of this. Like the crime did not fit the punishment. The punishment, you know, punishment did not fit the crime. Yeah.
This was like written in the stars. Do you know how much she's done to people out here? She's done to me. She's done to Sean. She's done to everybody. Like she's caused people to lose jobs. She's caused people to lose foster kids. She's caused. I mean, if she
Hello?
got fired, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Are you here? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Yeah, you're right about that. She did do a lot. And
so this was all karma. This was all destined to happen, and it just so happened that one, you know, lucky day at IHOP, all hell broke loose. But I just don't like. My whole thing is, don't forget what happened. Do not forget what happened. VS was a tyrant on these YouTube streets, and even though, you know, we put up with it and we went back and forth with her. Like, the shit she did was absolutely despicable, and she absolutely got what she deserved. No, but I didn't know she was a felon now, though. Like I said, that's news to me. But no, as far people sitting up here giving advice and stuff, like, just Diamond Ring Dory, you're over there taking advice from a lady who died as an April Fool's joke in 2019. Girl, bye, sit down.
I heard that. Well, thank you so much for calling.
Anyway,
in.
with them huge dentures.
All right, thank you so much for calling in. All right.
Don't rush me.
No, I'm about to end it because we've been on here for 2 hours. I just was opening it up.
Has it been 2 hours?
Yeah, I've been on here. I've been literally been live for like it's actually going on 3 hours now because it's like 2 hours and 29 minutes. So thank you so much, Seven, for calling in.
All right. Well, bye, Wiley. I appreciate
Bye-bye.
talking to you.
No problem.
Bye.
All right. So regardless of what people feel, and I'm seeing like everybody have a different of opinion about VS. Me personally, from my understanding, it was a felony. Unless it was different charges. I remember we looked it up not too long ago. What job she made people lose? I don't know. I can't answer that. Do I miss VS? I miss her. I miss our morning talks. I miss her voice. I miss the beautiful face. But it was some things that she did I didn't agree with. I feel as though that I wish that she would have just got into other avenues of the B sector and got into like hair sector or beauty sector or the celebrity gossip sector. I do miss her. She was a joy to watch. I remember I would watch her morning shows and I would be at work, sitting down watching her morning shows. And my supervisor said, "Get off your phone." I'll be on my phone watching the morning show because her show is so entertaining. And let's not even talk about her night show, The Mess Express. That show was so entertaining, called The Mess Express. I mean, extremely entertaining. Was one of the best, I believe, one of the best shows, I mean, in the B sector, if not the best. And I don't want to tear up because I do miss her. I can't wait till she come back. I know she's probably watching. I miss you. I miss her. She was a talent. She was a joy. Did I agree with everything that she did in the B sector? No, I didn't agree with everything, but she was so entertaining. And meeting her in person, she's so beautiful. Yeah, so beautiful. Meeting her in DC at the casino, meeting her members was amazing. Going to DC, that was like the joy, one of the highlights of DC Gate. Meeting VS. So it brings me joy that I'm still able to do content and talk about her. I remember the good. I remember back in 2018, was it 7 or 18? My moderator, J Love, if y'all remember J Love or J Real, she started a GoFundMe for the car. And I believe only one person donated like $5 or $10. And one day, VS called into my show. And she said, "Wiley, you're spoiling the people. You have a GoFundMe and nobody's donating to your GoFundMe. And you are actually giving them hours and hours of content." And then she said, Y'all need to donate. Donate $1. Donate $5. Donate $10. Donate $100. Before that day ended, we raised over $1,000 for the down payment. And I can report to you now that the car is paid off because we had to make the monthly payments. She had helped us with the down payment. And even when I moved into my first apartment, the TSCC members, they donated, as well as the producers, donated for me to get furniture, pots and pans, and all of that. And VS was a big part of that. We did have a friendship. I didn't agree with what she was saying about Sean Bradley, and we had private conversations about it. And she said she had a source, and she was still claiming she had this source. We had friction over that. I remember I said, I don't think you should do that. I think it's going too far. I think we should move past, the Sean Bradley situation. And obviously she did not want to move past it. But I will tell you this, out of all this stuff, I still feel bad for VS because I feel like she should be back and welcome on the B sector. But she have done, a lot of stuff. I mean, they were the ones to dox 7 stars. I mean, they doxed her, posted some very private information about her personal life, and they doxed her and posted all the private stuff about her personal life all over the internet. And it was shocking that they did that. I'm like, oh my gosh, like they shouldn't do that. Like they tried to break her by posting a lot of personal information about 7. So I understand what she did to people in this sector. I understand. But if I were to do a poll, will you want it to come out and come back? Would you want VS to come back to YouTube? I guarantee you that poll, the majority of the people will want VS to come back to YouTube. If I were to do a poll right now and say, would you want VS to come back onto YouTube? Yes or no? Majority of the people will say yes, because you may not like her, but she was so entertaining. Let me do a poll right now. So I'm talking to y'all. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can do a poll right now. I'm just curious. Let me just see. Let me do a poll right now. Give me a second. Give me a second. Wait a minute. Let me do a poll right now. Give me a. All right. Give me a second. Hold on, let me do it right now. Hold on, I'm about to do it right now. All right. Okay. I just did the poll. Y'all let me know. No, she's not. She's a real person. No, she's not Wiley Alter Ego. No, she's a real person. VS is a real person. I have a picture of me and VS that I might repost on my Instagram. I gotta find it. No, I got the picture in here, but I know we posted it on here. But for people that do not know, a lot of y'all don't know VS. Y'all are new, so y'all don't know who she is. Like people are saying, y'all are like, well, a lot of y'all are new, and I understand that y'all are new. Y'all don't understand. But right now we got the poll up, and right now I'm just saying, wow, it's a lot of yeses. What we got the poll up there. 53% said yes. Okay, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna let y'all do that. The poll is up. Wow, y'all are voting. I'm gonna have to let VS. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. I'm gonna have to let the TSCC members know that people want her back. We need another option, yes. But what about the doxing? They left everybody else in. They said those YouTube streets, and that's what the beef sector is missing, VS, because the beef sector, let's be correct, the beef is dry in the beef sector. Like they need a VS. VS was the villain in the beef sector. And I think if she were to come back, she would cook it up in that beef sector. Honestly. Do y'all agree? Definitely in that beef sector. I'm definitely do the poll. I have to do the poll here. When he keeps saying DC Gay too, VS is a big part of DC Gay too. Yeah, VS is a big part of DC Gay. That's why DC Gay is so legendary. And it is so like great in DC. The cameras was rolling. And we had an amazing time in DC. Make sure y'all do the poll. So do I got any DC? Let me see. Let me see. Do I have any DC videos? Let me see.
Y'all see Rico. Let me say you something.
Okay, let me just y'all see Rico. This will be that Rico. Let me see what we got, Rico. Oh, here we go.
You can smoke on camera. It's a cigarette. Listen, I'm like stopped up. What? Oh, he bought me a teddy bear. Do y'all see this? Do y'all see this? We are outside. I'm just waiting on some people to come on in the chat. And people ain't been getting their notifications. YouTube been on it. Like YouTube ain't been sending people their notifications. I want to tell you I'm gonna scoot closer to Rico. I'm just so used to doing videos by myself and not having nobody sit next to me. I'll be like, I sit so far away, so everybody can see you. Scoot over so you can get into the camera. When I first met Rico, I'm like, oh my gosh, he is so skinny.
Yeah, I'm a little skinny fella.
You is skinny. I'm all thick. He is skinny, and I see why he said he like thick people. Listen, y'all.
I like
he brought me right. He bought a teddy bear for me. Of course, water, and he also got me a box of Kleenex. He said, "Listen,
you ain't gonna be snotting all over my face."
Oh yes, my eardrum just bust. One of them just bust. It's coming. Oh.
I'm gonna do like a collage of my DC for my new people. Yeah, I have gained weight. We're gonna lose the weight. We're gonna lose it. Back in the day, I was very active. This was before the Rona, where you can travel. This was back in 2019. Was this back in 2019? I think this was in 2019. And yeah, I had gained weight since. I lose weight. I could lose weight. Like if I stop like drinking these sugary drinks, my weight will go down. It was back in 2019. Yeah. I was actually 28 years old when I went to DC. Now I'm like 31. So that's when that was. That's when we went in 2019 is when it was again, you never learn while building and branding rising. You must keep your distance from certain type of people. Yeah, I understand that. But Miss C wrote something. I want to read what she wrote. Give me scroll up here. VS comeback revamp can help establish the B sector on YouTube. They make YouTube push the B sector through the algorithm. Yes. Facts. I agree. So it was fun. It was some good moments, you know what I'm saying, in DC. And yeah, man, that's where we was at, man. We was in DC in 2019. I think before they like you can't even get in front of the White House now. Like usually back in the day, I don't have that video when we was in front of the White House, but now they block it off. Like you can't even stand right there. You know, because of the protests. So back then you can like stand like the White House and it's like a gate. You can stand like there. And that was like the first time, like actually seeing the White House for the first time, I literally was like overwhelmed. Like, oh my gosh, I'm looking at the White House. And who was in the White House during that time? I believe President Trump was in the White House. Yeah, it had to be President Trump. And it was amazing. I had an amazing time, man. And for DC, it was amazing. Yeah, I don't have that video. Do I have that video? Give me a second, you guys. Let me go to my YouTube. Let's see. I don't have that. I have it, but I don't know where is that. Okay. Wow. Wow, this was let me see. This is the club experience aftermath.
Y'all, I think he want to be on our team. We gonna have to do it. Bless Walkers, if you're listening, Deshaun gonna have to be on our team.
Up here, Will.
Yeah, y'all. He took on next. He traveled 22 hours.
Oh, okay. I think you was down right here. You was right down.
Yes, y'all. We went to listen, we got the footage, Shapua. I'm sweaty. I'm sweaty. Shall we have?
So this one we went to the club, and this is like the aftermath of the club, and I was sweating so because it was so hot in that place, and I was sweating. Rico, unfortunately, he had to get him some. He couldn't get back into the side of the club. So this is like the aftermath. So I want y'all to see this. This is when I was in DC in 2019. I want y'all to see this.
A beautiful.
We was around the corner. No.
I thought we was on that street. I thought we parked like across the street. Right?
You don't remember where you park at?
It was like across the street.
We was across the street.
Yeah, so it should be right there, right?
Now I don't know why you.
Corner, right?
Now he don't remember. Deshaun don't know he went.
Whatever.
Maybe Deshaun say hello to the people.
Hello.
We just left the club. Huh?
What is it? What's your number?
Hold on.
Y'all, he didn't even know where he parked at. I was so irritated. He didn't even know where he parked at. Oh my gosh. So this is DC Gate. Oh, that's when the lady. Wait a minute. Why is it muted? It was muted. Oh, that's the lady that I danced with. It was muted. That's who I danced with.
Okay, we gotta unmute it. Okay, let's do it over again. I'll put it on mute. Okay, you guys, I'm with a diva, and she got edges, and she is a fashion designer. I'm so sorry, y'all.
Stylist. I'm a stylist.
Stylist. What's the difference between a designer and a stylist? That means you style head to toe.
Puts together, yeah, head to toe.
Yes.
The look.
Look at her look.
The designer creates the look.
Yes.
Oh wait.
Look.
You got. I've been doing my squat. I've been doing my squat.
Yes.
Girl.
Yes, you better work.
I got
you better work.
I never had an ass in my life, but what I have is a little meat on the bottom.
You have a lot of meat.
So important.
Yes. So what's your IG? So if anybody wants to get style,
It's Trippy Luna, TRIPPYLUNA, like the moon in Espanol.
yes. Well, thank you. I already DM'd you. I want to bring you on the show.
We're gonna vibe, bitch.
Yes.
It's gonna be fun.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Nice to meet you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Oh my gosh. So I'm sorry. I accidentally had it on mute.
I thought we was parking the same.
We don't know where we parked at.
I thought we was on the.
No, you was on the corner. We parked on the corner. I parked your car. We was on the corner. From the club.
Where your friend parked? See, that's what I'm saying.
No, my friend is up. He left.
Can somebody write down her Instagram? Because I would like to say, hey, I want to talk about that for a second. So we were in the club, and it was me, Deshaun, and Rico. Rico went out to meet up with whoever. He was outside. He couldn't get back in. So I wanted to dance. We was dancing. It was so much fun. Like it was lit because I wanted to go out and because I think that was like my last night in DC. Was that my last night in DC or the night before last? But I wanted to go out and we danced with this lady. And I was just having fun. Like her friend really wasn't dancing with her like that. So I'm like, let's dance. And it was fun. Yeah, it was the last night. And then we went out and stuff like that. So let me play a little bit more. It's bringing back so many memories. Yes, brother Jay, he was mad that his moderator was hanging out with us, Yes, he was mad. So another content creator was mad at Wiley because we were hanging out with his moderator. He was mad at me and Rico. We was hanging out with his moderator, and I was making it known all the way down. Okay, let me play some more of this so y'all can see it. Hold on.
Y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Yes or no?
Okay, the club.
Can y'all hear me? Yes or no?
We was around.
Okay.
So is it this way, Rico?
You don't know. Remember where you parked at? This is a fool. This is a fool. That's what I'm saying.
Come on, let's check.
I don't understand that.
Around one block.
I don't understand that. Baby, I got a lot to report when I get back to Dallas. I'm okay. I was with a beautiful black woman. I'm straight. No, that's what I'm saying. Where did he park at? He already left.
He already left. My friend already left because he had a ride.
That's what I'm saying. Where do you park at? When we ran, I don't remember where you parked at. Well, look at it's your car. I don't know how your car looks.
I thought we was on the same street as the club, though. I thought
you was right here, bro. That's what I'm telling you.
Okay, so go down that street.
We was right around.
I don't say how y'all not. Hey y'all. Like I don't understand that.
It's like the movie Dude.
Y'all need to stop drinking. Y'all be trying to drink and drive. That's Juicy J moderate. Drinking and driving and stuff. He drunk about some Hennessy on this piece of patrol. That's why he can't find the freaking car. He doing all that drinking. He had an own nasty piece of pork side. He woke baby back ribs, and he just drinking, and then lost the car.
Yeah, I thought we was on the same.
No, we wasn't down here because it wasn't that.
Exactly, it was the opposite.
It was the opposite. Let's go the opposite way.
Yeah. I know we parked around the corner though.
I don't understand that. Rico, you was with your man with his car. Where did he come from? You was outside.
He was right there. He was driving around, and I came.
I don't understand that how you.
And then I was.
Rico, where your car? I don't understand that. I really don't. Y'all be trying to drink and drive. Stop drinking and drive.
I'm alert.
And we don't know the car. I don't know. I'm a visitor. Babe, my car in Dallas, Texas. Dallas, it need an old nasty piece of oil change. Let's go walk down there. or either I don't know.
Okay. Where did you park at?
Across the street.
No, we walked that way. We didn't walk this way. Let's down that way. Yeah.
I thought it was across the street though.
It's no way we walk down that way. We walk down this way. It's past all them people. Well, you gotta remember where you put your car at. Talk about, it's your car.
Look, Wiley.
You done left your car. You left it down there. It's somewhere. Y'all need to go ahead on. That's you too busy trying to get some of this sausage. That's why you lost your car. Trying to get those next piece of sausage.
I'm trying to get that sausage, but
He's trying to get that sausage. Look. We done lost the car. Breaking news. Juicy J, by the way, they lost the car, baby. We lost. Juicy J, we done lost the car. No, we can't. Yeah, I know for a fact we walked that way. Yeah.
Not trying to do.
Yeah, we done lost car. TSCC VS, are you in the chat? Can you please come? VS, can you come pick me up? Look at all these people. Come pick me up, VS, TSCC. If you're listening, can you please come dox me and find out where we're at? Yes. Yes. Can you dox me? All right. Oh. Yeah. That's why we parked there. Look at the shot. He's just walking. Look at him just walking. Baby, this the most. Listen, y'all. I never lost a whole car before. Look at him. Look at him. He done lost his car. That's because he wanted to be with the Wiley team. All he got to say, we can work with our team. Listen, my team can dox your car and we can find it. We can dox your car and we can find it. We can dox your car. We can dox it and find it. Did you find your car? That don't make no damn. This don't make no damn sense. This don't make no damn sense. Got his trunk wide open. Let me got his trunk wide open. Emma sit in the front. We finally found the car. He want to eat smoke. Oh, damn. I almost fell. He want to smoke. No, let him see him smoke your cigarettes. Get that. Come on. Lung. Look at his lung. His lung, pitch black. I bet you them lung, oh, nasty pitch black. He's smoking. Look.
Oh man, do we have oh man.
I'm gonna stop. Juicy J. He want to rap. Okay, I'm gonna keep that private. I'm gonna say that. Look,
Wally, y'all have a good morning.
Okay, we gotta have a good morning. I will see y'all later. This was like, listen. No, I'm gonna talk about you. I'm done with her. All right. The lady that I was dancing with.
She was gorgeous.
She. Oh yeah, put it in and let Rico. You got battery in your phone, Rico?
Yeah.
Okay, put it in. Put it on silent so they won't and everything. But I was dancing with this beautiful black woman. She was thick. I was getting. I mean, I had the shine on my back, and she was in my in front. Yeah, I told Rico, stay in the club. I gotta go see my man.
I was with my friend.
Oh, see your friend. Rico had to see his friend. Oops. I'm sweating. I'm having a good time. She was sweating. I was having a good time. Oh my gosh. Listen, y'all, it's too dark. Oh, watch out for that car. Let me put my seatbelt on. I don't know what street it is. Rico, put it in your GPS, because that GPS is what he got.
Don't give me.
Put your GPS in, Rico.
I was turned up. Okay. Ah. Oh man. I wasn't planning this. Like these, like I want to make it plain. DC was just supposed to be me and Rico. Okay? Rico invited Jay Wilson's moderator to the festivities. Okay? VS called me and said, hey, let's go to casino. We got the link up. Rico, excuse me, was like, I paid for the trip. I want to set, and then he was like, you can go. So I was like, I'm going to link up with VS. Rico left the Airbnb to go with Deshaun so he could bake the chicken. Okay? I went to casino to a beautiful restaurant, and I had some chicken tenders and some French fries. And Rico went with Deshaun to go bake the chicken. Rico, instead of him baking the chicken, he went outside and wanted to come to the casino. Deshaun car get towed, and the chicken was burnt, crispy. Oh man. Let me see.
Oh, because they I don't know what kind was good. Why did he get the digits?
Because that's just not my digits.
Oh man. See, I was playing this to her. But when she was throwing it, I was out to get her digits. You should have got his number.
No, he just wasn't my type anyway.
He was my type. Get his number. Why would I get his number? And she was putting that thing on me. It was juice. She was beautiful. And she came, and we recorded it. We recorded it. And we gonna put it out there. It wasn't no Me Too. It was no Time's Up. That one, allegedly. Oops. Baby, she came up to me and she put that, and she saw me dancing.
We were dancing.
And we were dancing. I was, dancing.
So that was that. I'm just playing little clips of it. It was fun in 2019, and it wasn't a lot of us. It wasn't a lot of us. It was Deshaun. We're gonna do a reunion. So I'm gonna reach out to Deshaun. Rico, do you got Deshaun number? Do you got Jay Wilson's moderator number? Rico, do you got Deshaun number so we can do this reunion? Do you have his number? And Rico got some pictures. Rico, call back in. Rico, can you call back in? Is you by your phone? Can you call back in? And get Deshaun on here. And can you get Lukerman, the man that put his finger inside of my Badinsi? Can you get Lukerman, the man that put his finger in my Badinsi? Okay? Can you call in? Can you call in? Because Lukerman, he was the one. I do not want to tear up. Okay, hold on. Let me catch my breath. Let me catch my breath. Because I was violated. I was violated. I was in the Airbnb. And next thing I knew, he put his finger up there. Yes, he did. Yeah. He put his finger. He put the finger in there. Yes. So a little flashback. I just want to make it be clear he definitely did that. And that was doing DC Gate. So I just want to let it be known. But yes. We had fun. Like, we had fun. Let me see if I got other videos in here that I can show y'all. This was like in DC. This is what we did. DC Gate. This is what we did. DC. Let's see. Aftermath. Let me see.
It ain't that deep. People, they.
That's VS. Okay. Let me show y'all VS. Okay, many of y'all don't know VS. Okay, hold on, Rico. Is this you, Rico?
Yeah, me. Go ahead, do what you gotta do.
Okay, this was the Peace Summit with VS. Let me show y'all that. You can call back in after the Peace Summit, Rico.
All right.
Okay. Now this is VS. Give me a second. And you see how she got on her TSCC shirt and chicken bones on the table, because that's when they went to TS Madison event, and she said at the event it was chicken bones on the table. It was chicken bones in a cup, I believe it was. So this is the Peace Summit that Rico and VS had. Here we go. Let me play that.
I'm sorry. All the alcohol made my penis limp. It was too much alcohol. Study it. If you drink a lot, it decreases your sex
we not
drive.
even. I would most definitely air you out. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh yeah.
Don't do that.
Hold on. Let me ask him something real quick. I told Rico he needs to start his own channel, because there's like 6 videos. Kelly Love got a video out. Juicy did 1 million videos, of which I think he got a crush on you. Tracy did a video. They got your name all over LSA and stuff. Now's the time for you to just go ahead and just be a content creator and show what you can do or whatever. That's just my opinion.
And we work
on. You see his views and went up.
Yeah.
Y'all been on there.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about you gotta look at it afterwards.
Yeah.
Since you've been here,
Oh, it's up.
been higher than mine. Yo, damn
Yeah. And Rico, we're gonna help him. He's coming to Texas. We're gonna help him with his YouTube channel.
I'm gonna play a little bit more of that. The only thing I regret is telling Rico to get on YouTube. He wasn't a content creator. We brought the cameras to a subscriber. Okay, give me a second, and then we're gonna go back to the Peace Summit. But we bought the video cameras to DC, and he wasn't a content creator. He was a subscriber. So we were telling him, get on YouTube. This was before the peeing in the cup. Come on now. This is before the alcohol, crying on live. This is before all of that. And me and VS, we were telling him to get on live. Get your YouTube channel. Get your YouTube channel. Now, if I can take it all the way back, I would like get into it, do your music, do your rapping and stuff like that. We got him into this game because we brought the cameras to a subscriber. That's why in Vegas, I'm not gonna really bring the cameras to the subscriber. If you're a subscriber, you're a subscriber. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be going live like that when people come to Vegas, because I know it's a beast that comes with being a content creator. So let's go back. I just wanted to put it right there, okay? And we was getting a lot of views, baby. That Google Asset check was thick after DC. It really was. Okay, let's go back to VS and Rico and Wiley. Okay.
Like really fast. Rico already got videos, like, and we're gonna put it up there. Yeah.
Only just one video.
Yeah.
And that's talking about you and Sean Bradley.
Yeah.
Of course.
But of course, he's gonna make another video of what went wrong with VS and him, and how that reveal who he is. Oh no! Also too, and listen, Rico also is gonna share something about his story, his upbringing, and the story of Rico. Get in the camera so they can see you. The story of how Rico moved from Detroit to this area, and when y'all hear the backstory, y'all be amazed. That's gonna be on his
still
channel.
Struggling, but God still blessing me and still making.
And when he tell you, yes, oh yeah, that's a big house. But you all, when y'all hear his story,
I just chose not
like
to
that,
come here because I wanted it to be a room and be comfortable for him.
It would have been comfortable.
Try to be romantic.
It would have been comfortable. Now, yeah, it'll be probably. He's gonna be coming. Tank ready to see my roommates, but we're gonna have a lot. Listen, I'm so used to having the camera on me. You guys, it's gonna be amazing, and of course, we're gonna have a lot of sex. Now, I don't mean no harm. Everybody say I do the drip. So if I have to do a little drip, whatever it take, I'm gonna make it do what it do.
You talk gangster stuff online, but in real life, you're not about that life.
Wait a minute! Woo! I didn't even know I said that stuff. Oh my God, dude, that trip. Oh man, it was hot out there too. It was so hot. So I'm gonna restream that for y'all can get into that. But yeah, man, we have fun in DC. Rico, if you want to call in. Okay. Rico, if you're in the building, call in. It was a good time, and it was a good time. This was before George Floyd. Yeah, this was before George Floyd. This was before wearing masks. This is when the world was regular. You know what I'm saying? And I linked up. And mind you, whenever VS comes back on, whenever Rico comes back on, VS drove us to his place. Many people were asking me, like, how did y'all get to Rico's place? VS drove us. And he was talking about Sean Bradley. I'm part of club chat. And I'm like, if you're part of club chat, none of the club chat members drove you and took you home. The people that took him home was VS. See, this is what I tell people. Be careful who you talk about. Be careful who you drag, because Rico was dragging VS, talking about he gonna do this to her, beat her. He was saying all this stuff. And the same person he criticized and dogged out had to take him in her rental. And she had to extend the rental because she was going to drop off the rental and we was going to get in her car and drive around part of Virginia and have fun. She got on the phone and she extended the rental for another day because she didn't have time to take the rental back and then take Rico back because Rico stay in some part of Maryland.
If you're going to tell the story all the way right. Because, yes, I was just a subscriber. You was already a known YouTuber, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So let's start the story all the way right. Okay, first of all, for all these people and new people that don't know nothing about DC Gate, first of all, I didn't know nothing about. Like I said, this nigga used me. I don't care what Marquise say. I don't care about no Wiley show. Marquise, Wiley, Marquise already knew. I ain't know nothing about VS coming there. It was my trip, yes, as a subscriber. And how I got pissed and why I'm pissed and all of that, yes, because it was my stuff, period. Okay. I planned for you to come out there, to see the White House and travel and shit like that. And then you use me, okay, as collateral so you can go see that broad, okay, or whatever. She had the money. She donated you a car, this and the third. Y'all could have your own trip with your own money at your own expense. Don't put it on my dime. Point blank, period. I don't care who knew and who was there in the beginning. I said that then, and I still feel the same way. Now, back to being as a subscriber, yes, okay, that was a subscriber thing. I wasn't a content creator. And I told y'all then I didn't want my channel to be on no negative stuff, to be beefing with nobody. I wanted to do my music or whatever. I know how to make beats. I know how to do that. I have the talent and the capability to do all that stuff. Okay. But I got into this riffraff. So when you first came on, then now you saying I was part of Club Chat. No, I always said I love Sean Bradley when I first came on here, and I supported Club Chat. Now, was I any groups or nothing like that? No, because at that time I was cool with Tracy and all that. It was a PCs and this, that, and third. So I represented both, but I wasn't a part of anything. I just like both parties.
But my thing is this, speaking about it, you had a peace summit with VS. Sean Bradley was not there. And I remember you even telling VS we could be sister and brother. You remember saying? I remember you saying something like that y'all could.
No, she said that.
Like she
said that on there.
Said that, and we waited on you. She picked you.
Then let's revert back. Let's revert back, Marquis. Let's revert back before the peace summit, because you was the dirty one. You was the dirty one. You was gonna leave me there at that Airbnb. You said that you was gonna call the cops, this and that. And yes, your dirty ass left me there at the Airbnb after all them bags and all this food and all that stuff that I had. And your ungrateful ass came there, stopped up, ate up all my food, talking about burnt chicken, this and the third. The reason why the chicken was burnt was because I was trying to come to the casino, and his car, Deshaun's car, got towed. Okay. So we already know that that's what happened, why I didn't get there. But you came back that night before you went to the club. You just like you was on here trying to fake on some fake ass tears. We're talking about you crying, this and that and third. You ain't crying for real. You be throwing on those fake tears, put it on the act, and you not no good actor, by the way. Okay? You need to go back and get some acting classes because you ain't doing a good job.
Well, but go ahead. No, I'm listening. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, but before then, yeah, you was the one that was gonna leave me and the stuff like that, and she did. I would never knock that from VS, even though yes, I used to go off, and I still did, or whatever. Cause I told her then.
Because for me, you had all the bags. I was ready to go because you threw a drink in my face, and I was over it. Because I never out, and during that time, I think I was 28 years old. Yeah, because it was 2019 in the summertime. I was 28. Out of the 28 years of living, I never had someone throw a drink in my face. So I was violated in that sense. And the reason
I don't know who else you tolerated, but I'm not gonna be disrespectful.
I never had a drink thrown in my face. I didn't throw no drink in your face. And I just laughed because you said, I know QI and VS is busting a couple of nuts. And I laughed because it was funny. And you threw a drink of alcohol in my face. I was violated. And so I was ready to go. I didn't tell you to bring all them bags of chicken, pots, and pans and liquor. You brought a lot of stuff. I didn't tell you to bring all that stuff. You brought it on your own.
I sure did, because I wanted to show your ungrateful ass a good time, because you ain't never been loved and been treated as such. I'm a gentleman. I'm a good-hearted nigga, but you didn't appreciate that. So the hell with you.
I
And
appreciate
do
it.
I regret
I
it?
did not appreciate getting a drink out of my face. No, like that was it. Like
No, you was ungrateful, of course. After all that
I
stuff
just
prior, the day prior, you went to the casino, you laughing in my face with this broad. You ain't say nothing. You up there.
What do you want me to
quiet,
say?
And you up there.
What?
And you up
You
there acting like she treated you to some damn chicken tenders, acting like that's a meal. When I cooked for you, and you up there bragging on some goddamn chicken tenders that you got from
we was just Rico. What Rico did under? Hold on. Let me tell you something, Rico. You didn't understand that we were doing content. We was making videos. We were live. You took it so personally because you didn't understand the business. You was just a subscriber. You was very emotional, and it was nothing but a grace of God that Deshaun Carr got told, because if you'd have came to that casino and did that, you would have got arrested.
Admit to the 200 people that you got up in here again, that you lied to me in the beginning, because I didn't know nothing about no TSCC meeting or the vacation or none of that. It was my plan for you to come down here.
Okay, VS, and I keep trying to tell you, TSCC already had a date set. It just so happened your date.
They pushed they shit.
I can't speak on that.
They pushed it back.
I can't speak on that, because that's a conversation you would have to have with VS.
Anyway,
that's a conversation you would have to have with QI and with TSCC. That's the conversation. Hold on one second. That's the conversation that you would have to have with TSCC, because they had it was on the same day. I think it was a coincidence that it was on the same date. But you were the one that said, Wiley, you can go to the casino. I don't mind. I'm gonna go and bake the chicken, and I'm gonna meet up with y'all at the casino. Did you not say that?
No, Wiley, that's not how it went, Wiley.
Okay, how did it went?
See, this is where we always do it, because that was fucked up afterwards. Don't switch up the story, because see, I could be a drunk, but I have a damn good memory. That ain't what went down, and that ain't what was planned. Well, originally what was planned or whatever, you knew the ins and outs, because that was your friend, not mine. Understand that. And I would say that for the record again. That was your friend, not mine. So you knew the ins and outs when they had the plans on having this trip or whatever. They made the decision to make it on, because I told you, we already planned this a month ahead of time. And at that time, I was trying to get it at my hotel, but I couldn't do it at my hotel. Then I didn't want nobody in my business. That's when I did the Airbnb or whatever. And I made that date on June the 28th. And then that's when they made same thing when I told you in private and confident. Then that's when you ran back and ran your mouth like you always do, because you got a big ass mouth, okay? And you ran and told her. And then that's when they up there and changed the dates and made it on my thing. And then once you got down here is when you said that, oh, well, VS got this, woo, 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 woo. And then, why, and then the casino. And I told you originally, hell no. No. Yes, because when VS called, I said, hey, or whatever, blah, blah, blah. I can be friendly and cordial, but I'm not, I don't like you like that. Okay? So that's what it was. And I told you no in the beginning. And then when we said yes, when I told you yes, because you had to call her back. You had to call her back and tell her that, yeah, Rico said that you can come back to I can come to the casino or whatever. And I said, cool, we can go to the casino, and me and Deshaun can go there since the casino is big enough or whatever. Y'all can chill and do whatever, and me and Deshaun can go ahead and do whatever, and then we eventually link up or whatever, blase. But it didn't happen like that. So originally, no, I did not know that VS was going to be a part of my thing for you to have quality time for you.
But when you got on the phone, because VS was talking to me on the phone, y'all had a good conversation. It was no beef. And y'all had, hey, you was like, hey, VS, this is Rico, blah, blah, blah. Y'all talked. And for my thing, you said, hey, you can go to the casino. You change your mind, I give you that. And I went. Now, when y'all supposed to be at the casino, you arguing with VS, knowing that you wanted me to get VS together. But I'm like, y'all both going, why I need to double team a woman? Like, you got her, it's 1-on-1. This ain't no 2-on-1.
Okay, well, she started with me, and you already know that we had issues prior in the past on your show, where we went at it, and we cussed each other out. This ain't nothing new. You got all that in the box, too. I wish you would play and pull all that stuff out the box, too.
I want to tell you this, though. After all the stuff that happened,
it was the same thing as a
out of all this stuff that happened, you paid for the Airbnb. That's what you want to do. I paid for my flight. You brought pots and pans. You brought all that liquor. You did that. So you have to take ownership for what you did. But the main person you was talking about, VS, so bad that woman drove you, and you was really nice to court you with VS. You didn't want to fight her. You was cordial. You was all of this. And you wanted us to do videos together. You was like, oh, we should do a video together. I want to do it with you. You really liked me during that time. And I do apologize for where I went wrong at. I apologize. You know, I think that if I were to do this trip over, I would have just got my own hotel room and we just link up and we just hang out. If I were to do it all over again. But VS had about 2 extra rooms that I could have stayed in one of those rooms, but I chose. But I chose. Hold on 1 second. I chose to go back to the Airbnb with you, and then also we seen, you know, Deshaun was at the Airbnb as well. You brought Deshaun into the Airbnb. I didn't know when you said you had a friend that does YouTube. I'm thinking it's just a random friend that does YouTube. I didn't know the person who was bringing was Brother Jay's moderator. So you brought him into the mix. You brought the other guy to the mix, Mr. Finger. You brought him to the mix. So let's be clear on that. You brought a lot of things to the mix. So I just hope that you learn from this situation. When it comes to this, you need to learn from that situation. DC Gate.
And you need to learn from a situation too.
I learned from it. What I went wrong at, I should have went on. I should.
As a grown ass man, as you what? I'm 32, so what, you 31 or going on 31 this year in November?
I'm 31. I'll be 32 in November.
So okay, well, you 31 now. So learn how to be a gentleman for one, for ladies, since you're talking about you got a wifey and you want to run on these YouTube streets. Or
but like where are we wrong at? I agree. Where are we wrong?
What? Open the door for females.
Oh, here we go.
Got a wife. Learn the etiquette, learn because you ain't open the door for VS before we even hit the camera screen.
Well, first of all, I was angry. First of all, I was upset. And let me tell y'all something. I can say this now. When we were in the van, Rico was looking at me. I wanted to laugh so much because Rico was really pissed. He was hurt, and I wanted to laugh because I'm silly. I think if I would have laughed, he probably would have punched me.
I was not playing. I was not.
I wanted to laugh so bad because you was so angry and you were so sad. I had got a drink thrown in my face, and I was because you should have just seen Rico. He was just complaining to VS about all the problems, about what we're wrong. Wiley's a scammer. Wiley is this, and I just really wanted to laugh.
Wiley a user.
And a user. I really wanted to laugh. At all of that, I wanted to laugh because it was funny. Because he was upset, and I'm like, it ain't that much to be upset about, bruh. You grown. You paid for the Airbnb. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know, like, this is something I did not know because you was like, I paid my rent money. Like, I didn't know you paid your rent money. Nobody told you to pay your rent money. I thought you showed like you were a baller. I didn't know you paid your rent money to this Airbnb. I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I did.
But
I
who
did.
told? I
And
didn't tell you to
wanted
pay your rent money.
But at the end of the day, it don't even matter because I still got blessed. So it don't matter if I did pay my rent money or whatever. But I was trying to show your ungrateful ass a good time. It just shows a user from a true person. And you was
I wasn't a user.
and like
A user would have been. You go ahead and pay. You said, first of all, you said I can get a discount with the hotel. You told me all this. I'm gonna get the hotel. I can get a discount because I work at the hotel. You said that. Then it switched to say I'm gonna get an Airbnb, and I'm like, cool. I'm gonna get a flight. And my flight, because I didn't get it in time, like $400 and some odd dollars for a round trip. Went there, went to DC, and you had got the Airbnb. That was you. You made those decisions. Only thing I regret, I wish I would have just went on and got myself an Airbnb and we just link up and go to the club, go to the White House, go to all this stuff. But I just think that
no, because we were supposed to spend time with each other. How the fuck do that supposed to matter? But we were supposed to spend time with each other.
And we spent time with each other. I spent time with VS.
No, we did not.
We did spend time with each other. Stop it. We have plenty videos of us going to places. Plenty videos when we went to the Smithsonian. And you got some pictures you never gave me, and I'm so mad at you because you got some videos and some pictures that you supposed to send me.
Yeah, and I will release that on my own time.
So you didn't. So wait a minute. No. So you gotta release the pictures and videos on your page, and that stuff of me? Why they do that?
Yeah.
You're
just
not
just like how you do on your Patreon. It's mine.
You're not gonna give me those pictures and videos? You still got them?
No.
Do you still have those pictures and videos?
You ain't. I sure do. You ain't got my bear that I gave you either.
I still do got that bear.
No, you don't.
It's around here somewhere. I still got it.
You a liar. You a liar. No, you don't. Just stop lying.
Oh, they said Wiley can't come to him, so he could have bought anything.
That's more important. That's more important than meeting me. So fuck you.
No,
I don't care what you say.
What for me? I just think of the trip. It could have been better if you would have came to the casino. You would have saw the love that VS was getting. That same woman that you were dogging was the one that drove you back home. And you was uplifting Sean Bradley, but they didn't come and pick you up, and they live right in that area. Not one of the members of Club Chat came. It was VS that came. And said, I would take him, whatever. And you had to go all out the way to get where you was at. I didn't know you stayed that far. And then she had to drive all the way, some part of Virginia, or where we went. And we linked up.
And I thanked her for that. Okay, so what the hell you want me to say? What the hell you want me to do? I told the lady thank
you.
I said I appreciate it.
You seen that she was a good person, that she wasn't this mean person.
Okay, I seen that, and I told her that. I said I don't like the fuck shit she do here on YouTube. I told her that she was talented and doing skits and doing the Heidi thing, and with the dollar sign, like Players Club and all. She was very funny. I'm not gonna lie and take the time and say that she wasn't funny. She had funny moments or whatever, but the evilness and all that other shit. No, I didn't agree with, and I still don't agree with it. I don't care, and that's why hoes don't like me now.
And
so I'm still the same person.
This is Rico. Me and him had a situation, an entanglement. This was back in 2019, and I also regret having a public entanglement and making it so public. I introduced Rico to the public via video. You only knew Rico through the phone calls. I introduced him on video. I was the first one to introduce him on video. He technically come out of the house of Wiley. And I didn't give him the tools enough to know how to handle this beef sector because it was very
I've
brutal.
handled myself.
It was very brutal, very brutal. But Rico is very talented. He's an amazing editor. He is an amazing guy. Amazing videos. He live in New York now, so y'all see him. One of my favorite videos is when he was with Angela Yee, and it was so beautiful, and he was so sweet. You know, Rico he's a sweetness to Rico, and you may see him more with Angela Yee. Because if I was Rico, you know, stay on top of it. Like, don't pay them no mind in the B sector. You know what I'm saying? I can always come back and visit and say, hey, y'all, how y'all doing? You know, when you go and visit your family, they stay in the hood and you stay in the suburbs. I make a little trip to the hood. How y'all doing? Come to the barbecue. Then I go back to my place in the suburbs. So, but I will say this, though. It was fun. Like, I had an amazing time in DC.
Fun.
It was.
I appreciate it.
I had an amazing time. They still
say this that you are a user and that you use people for their benefit. I'm gonna say it to your face.
Okay. Do you agree that I'm surprised that people still talk about DC? Because when I was on Brianna's platform about a couple of days ago, he was like, they still talking about DC gay. I'm like, wow, they still talking about DC. Wow, out of all these years, like DC Gate and Vegas Gate, I think DC goes neck and neck. DC Gate goes neck and neck with Vegas Gate, and Vegas Gate is Club Chat. The Vegas Gate is Club Chat.
Right.
That's why I study Vegas Gate and I study DC Gate, and I'm like, everybody bring y'all money. All right, don't come broke because we don't want to turn this to the gate because you already gonna have people watching. And stuff like that. And then I know I'm gonna limit myself recording stuff when I go to Vegas. I'm just gonna enjoy my time in Vegas, have a good time in Vegas, and not record because I learned from these because that's how gate gets started. Because like when they start recording and people, that's when the gate starts. So we're gonna limit the recording.
Why? Because we were supposed to spend actual quality time, and no, only thing that you wanted to do was be on camera for YouTube.
Yeah.
I didn't have no personal time with you.
I agree. So we're gonna invite him. We're inviting him to Texas. I'm gonna definitely invite him to Texas and show him. Would you like to come to Dallas, Texas, Rico?
You've been saying that shit for 3 years. And
I invited you. You said you wanted to go to New York.
Anyway, you could have been. Didn't you just show the video of the other piece where you said, "Oh, we gonna bring him down here to Texas."
Yeah, we're gonna bring him down here to Texas, y'all. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna bring him down in Texas. They said Club Chat had nothing to do with Vegas Gate. Oh, Club Chat had nothing to do with Vegas Gate. But no, DC Gate goes neck and neck with Vegas Gate. And it wasn't even a lot of people in DC Gate, but it was a lot of power players in DC Gate. Right there, so we definitely gonna pay for his flight or hotel and food. We'll definitely get him down here to Texas and let him have a good time here in Texas. We'll definitely do that. I gotta plan it right because I'm booked and busy.
But I do want to say, I'm not no hater or nothing. Congratulations on your show. You know, I always pop in and out. You know, stuff. So congratulations on that. And I've been told you that even during DC Gate, I did tell you to go ahead. FTSEC, F, all of that. Since we talking about VS and all that, I told you that. And Deshaun was there. We know the conversation that we had, and I said, go ahead further on to venture off to something different. And I'm glad that you're doing that and you're succeeding in it. So I'm trying to do the same thing. So that's just real.
I understand because and you have to do it, and I'm glad that I did it, but it brings me back so many memories in DC because this was before wearing masks. You know, this was before you could actually stand on the street, and the White House is right there, and they got a little gate. You can't even do that no more. You have to literally go to the park and look at the White House, like that park across the street. Yeah, because they blocked all that off. So I don't know if they do it now, but I had a good time. Rico do have some never before seen photos and videos that I want. He will not give it to me. he said he's going to release it on his channel. I did also release a picture of me and Rico on my community wall. Did you see that, Rico?
I
did.
have to check it out.
I released a picture of me and Rico, and I was like, "Who is that?" in front of the White House. And I think we got another picture.
Oh, the White House picture. Okay.
Yeah, I got another picture where we took right in front of Martin Luther King's memorial that we went to, and it was like, why they got him all the way in the back? It's so hard to get. If you don't know where you're going, you would get lost. And I'm like, his stuff is all the way in the back. Anyway, we took a picture in front of that, so we did have a good time and everything like that. I still do want to go to the museum. So Rico going to get some tickets for that, and I'm going to see how it is in New York. I'm gonna definitely get a hotel room.
Why you got to come here to New York? Visit here in New York.
Because I have
you
so many people that I know that lives in New York that would love to see me in New York. I don't know if it'll be a New York gate. I don't know, but I want to.
You already got one. Let me just say this: you got one person, because I ain't gonna give them no clout. But you got one person that's Espanol. That's Miss Cleo.
Oh,
that
Lord.
you was involved.
Oh
with.
no!
That's here in New York.
No! Okay, I'm not.
Stalking me because of you.
I believe that. Don't put me in none of that. I'm going to New York to meet up with. Listen, if I go to New York, we're gonna have a good time in New York. It's definitely gonna be a good time in New York. And it's a lot of it's a lot of people that I know in New York. Your boy Nunu, A Connection TV. I think he live in Atlanta. It's just so many people that I love. It's a lot of people that live in New York that I would love to see. A lot of producers in New York that I would love to see. I want you to take me to the Breakfast Club so I can, try to meet up with Angela Yee at the, we're gonna try to sneak in. I know they got security, but we're gonna sneak. Okay. But Rick, you can take me to Angela Yee restaurant, her store.
Yeah, it's the coffee shop. It's the coffee shop in Brooklyn.
Yeah, take me to the coffee shop.
So other than that, I appreciate everything. I'm about to get up off here. Thank you for allowing me.
No problem.
And I guess talking about VS, will she retire? We soon should find out. It's been 2 years, right? So
yeah.
Hey, listen.
All right.
But I bet you I say this before I get off here. You would be the first lap dog to be running back to her. Okay, because that's the only thing that you missing is her bag. So just stop front.
Man. Oh man, we thank y'all so very much for tuning in. We want to thank y'all so very much for that. Wiley getting that first VS interview. Yes. So we definitely doing that, but we want to say shout out to y'all. Thank y'all for reviewing the show. Want to give a special shout out to the producers. Thank you so very much to the moderators. If you are a member, we are doing the Bad Boys Club reunion watch party tonight. We're gonna wait till y'all get off work because I know some of y'all want to be able to watch it. So I'm gonna do the poll right now, and I'm gonna ask y'all what is a good time to stream it, so you all can watch it with us. Bad Boys Club, Bad Boys of LA. So give me a second for our members. I'm gonna do the poll right now. So be on the lookout for that. Hold on, give me a second. Give me a second. All right. Give me a second. I'm gonna do that right now. All right. So if you are a member, we'll definitely share that for y'all on there. Members, I just posted on there. Give me a second. What are the dates for Vegas? Yes, it's a good question. The dates for Vegas, and I'm glad you reminded me, it's getting real close too, is August 26th, 27th, and the 28th. That's the last weekend in August. August 26th, August 27th, and August 28th. And then we also have the results of the poll. 62% said yes, VS should be back on YouTube. 38% said no. I'm going to say it again. 62% said yes, that she should. Do you want VS back on YouTube? 38% said no. So when they talk about VS and the Dark Forest, the Dark Knight, it's a lot of folks that want her back on YouTube. And I saw that when they turned on Shereen, when the public did, because they knew how talented VS. And now we don't want her on here doxing people. We want her on here just doing some good commentary. But yeah, so we want to say thank y'all so very much. Make sure y'all subscribe, and I'm about to get some commentary together for my celebrity gossip folks. We'll be back. People that's members, we have put the poll up from our members. And so, yeah. So we already have the whole hotel. So I already emailed y'all that. If you email me, WileyShowProductions@gmail.com. And then I will give you the hotel information where we'll be staying at. And then, because they have like a restaurant downstairs where we can link up, eat, go to I don't know what club we're gonna go to. I need to find out what clubs they be having, but then we're gonna be walking around on the strip and just having a good time. So if y'all in the building, we'd love to see y'all. I don't know who all is coming. D Vlogs, are you coming? Day, are you coming? So if it's a small intimate crowd, I'm there. Yeah, I'm there. If it's a small intimate crowd, but if you want me to email you back, email me at WileyShowProductions@gmail.com. Just a second. Oh, wow. Give me a second. Do I have it on there? That's Wiley Show Productions. Let me check it. WileyShowProductions@gmail.com. Okay. Give me a second here. All right. I have no ill feelings towards anyone from them. I don't have emotional female energy. I move past that mess. Okay. Yeah, so it's going to be fun. So first time in DC. First time in Vegas is going to be fun. This will be my second time in Vegas. I just want to come again and just see how it is, man. Okay. Okay. Thank y'all so very much. Thank y'all. I will see y'all in the next live. Peace. I was just reading something. I'm like, what in the world? All right. I'll see y'all later.